down, baby.
I'm learned. I know stuff.
Dude.
Kinda.
I think it's the smartest thing the Christians do.
The music?
No.
What?
Bed sheets.
Yeah.
I mean,
wrap yourself up and get out in the world.
Because think about when you were a little kid and your parents brought you to church, you had like your little fucking shitty church outfits on. You weren't comfortable.
No, your pants
annoyed.
Your fucking bottom of your pants went up to your knees sometimes.
Yeah. Your fucking junk's all crunched up in the crotch and shit.
Yeah.
Whereas Christians, there's like, we want you to be as relaxed as possible on or Sunday or whatever day you guys do it. And it's just like, is this me here?
Yeah.
And it's
it can be whatever you want it to be.
There's that.
Oh, is that my fart still smelling? No, but yeah.
It's the kerosene.
Oh, but it's like I didn't remember I started shitting fuel. But it's like, yeah, if you're like, you should be relaxed when you're worshiping.
Yeah, man.
You should be wearing some stuffy ass clothes,
or just relax like whenever too.
My dad was watching one of those things. He goes, "Does everyone sit down on the floor?" And I was like, "Yeah, most people." He's like, "Dude, if I came, would I have to sit down on the floor?" I was like, "There's chairs there." He goes, "Okay, I'm bringing my tambourine."
Sick,
that
dude.
rules.
Sick.
I wouldn't sit on the floor either because like then I would try to get up and I'd be like, you know what? I live here now. I live here now. I'm sorry. I like, or if I would stand up, all you hear is just cracking and popping and shit. It's like, God damn it.
Well, have you ever been to a chiropractor before?
Yes.
And
only a few times.
What'd you think?
It was amazing. I'm surprised I didn't come.
Yeah.
But you
could have been subtle, you know.
You leave, you feel like $1 million. 2 days later, everything's back to hurting again.
Yeah. Well,
it doesn't last as much as you want it to.
That is the nature of joints.
Because when I was working for ShopRite, one of the other dudes used to always go to a chiropractor. He's like, "Why don't you come with me? They'll straighten you the fuck out and everything." I'm like, "All right, why not?"
Kinda.
And it only cost me like $50.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, which is cheap as shit for
very
one
cheap.
of those visits. And the first thing they did, they're like, "Do you know that one of your legs is longer than the other?"
Oh yeah, they hit me with that too. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Do you feel like you like stand at a slant?" I'm like, "No." And all of a sudden, I'm just laying on my stomach, and he goes up to my ankles and just goes, pulls one leg, and just like pop, 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 and just like pops back in the place. He's like, "Look, now your legs are the same length."
Did it make you fart?
Almost. Luckily, I'd shit earlier that day, but
there's great videos online of chiropractor farts.
Hell yeah,
cracking farts out of people.
When it has the girls like on their knees and like and with their ass up, and he's like pushes down on their back. And
yeah,
like,
the good one is the position where it's like the colonoscopy position.
Yeah,
when they put the one leg over the other.
Yeah,
and they push down. Always.
It's like when you were talking
Release
about
the demon.
How they fart babies.
Yes.
And like you put a baby on its back and you take its legs and just kind of make it do like the bicycle motion, and it'll get all the gas out of their ass. It'll line up everything perfectly.
Oh, weird.
So they can just fart, and all of like the because if a baby's gassy, that's the best way to do it.
$50 for a chiropractor.
Next time you're like,
I know, I'm still thinking about that.
Next time
I'm
you're
cheap as shit. Just to be honest with
next
you.
time you're laying in bed and you kind of have the fart. Seriously, pull your knees up, like your legs up, as close to your chest as you can get them.
Put your head down your ass.
No, just pull them up to your chest.
Kiss it goodbye.
And all of a sudden, and it'll line everything up, and it'll be the longest and loudest fart you've done in quite a while.
I'm always looking for loud and long.
Yeah, it's
you know?
one of those. They're so good.
It sounds like it asked a question.
But the getting my vertebra popped at the chiropractor. Oh, it's one of the greatest feelings of my life.
Is that the?
When they're just, the guy's just like fucking one hand across my back. It's just like barely touching. He's just like pop, 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 like it's like packing peanuts.
That rules.
And I was like, like, do you want to meet my parents? He's like,
I don't even know your name.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you work here.
are you
No,
sure
he
you're not from
doesn't.
heaven, mister? But yeah, like just like the simple shit like that. I was like, Jesus Christ. He's like, have you ever tried cracking your back? I'm like, I don't know how to do
Yeah.
I've seen other people do
throw
it.
myself on the ground?
I've seen other people do it, like when they lean it back in a chair and like turn a certain way. Like I can't do that.
I do it all the time.
I can't crack my neck like other people can do.
Love it.
When my back hurts, I'm always trying to do that, and it never cracks. I've been
works.
doing it for years. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like doing it because I see other people doing it.
The only way I can ever get my back to crack is if I have hardwoods in my living room. I'll lay down on my back on the hardwoods, and I just lay there for a while, And eventually you just hear like crack, 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 and you're just like,
Just sitting still.
yeah, laying down still. That's the only thing that works.
Bad kid's not running over you or anything?
No.
No?
I want to do one of those massages where it's like a small Asian lady will run across your spine, like walk across your spine.
In high heels?
That probably feels so fucking good. I had to get physical therapy once, and this one Spanish girl that worked there would just dig her elbow into like my shoulder blades because I had a pinched nerve in my shoulder.
Oh, and she was working. it out.
Yeah.
And she was just kind of like hard as hell, just like, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is fantastic. And like, I had just one of those things where like, you know, I had to go to physical therapy for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
My insurance was covering 24 visits.
Oh,
So you
I
went-
was on
that's a lot.
my 19th or 20th when I finally was there during a time of day where that Spanish girl was working, and nothing was working up until that point. And she just comes in there with that elbow and
Gives you
just
the people's elbow.
work that thing the fuck out. I was like,
Takes the right touch. I
like,
guess.
God damn it, Cindy.
God, you just,
Cindy?
I'll never forget you.
Cindy from Pivot Physical Therapy on
Shout
Kirkwood
outs.
Highway and Route 7. You are fucking amazing. Also, that dude Jose worked there was pretty sweet too.
What year was this?
During COVID.
Okay, so they still work there.
Did his
probably.
brother work there?
Jose?
Hose B.
You know, Thomas, you, sir, are the living end. There was a dude that was in there.
See that coming?
There was an old dude
Holy
that was
shit.
in there every single time I would go in. And I don't know what kind of physical therapy he had,
You got
but
the vapors.
they had opposite of like the workout room, there was a pool. And he was always in the pool with his hands on the side of the pool and just kicking his little legs. And he was always like, I don't know what his problem was, but he was just loving life. And I was like, dude, I want that guy.
You want, yeah.
And there was an old hippie that used to always do my massages and shit when I first started going there. And he was telling me, he's like, he lives somewhere off a snuff mill where there's like a farm. And he's like, oh yeah, my neighbor, like he has animals on his property and he's giving away free manure. So I go down there and get the manure.
Cool.
I was like, yeah, you just load up a wheelbarrow and everything. Just bring it on back, right? And he's like, oh no, I would just pick it up with my hands and carry it back.
What the
I was like,
for what?
How would
Like for like a garden or
a
for
garden.
some?
For a
Okay, I was
garden. Yeah,
making
he was
sure he
talking-
wasn't
he was
doing
doing
like
a-
some
he was doing a
facial or
garden.
some shit.
But like, he's just basically carrying back fistfuls of animal shit. I'm like, look, that's just not feasible.
Whatever you're into is fine, but
That's just not feasible. It's like you don't have anything in your home that you could just like, you look,
You
this
can't get a cardboard
like
box,
a pot,
man.
Yeah.
like a pot that's just not as good as a pot as it used to be. You can't just fill that up with shit. Use that to ferry it back and forth.
you know what's weird? I'd rather use my hands in a pot
Like an old pot that you'd barely use.
that you're not going to use again.
Yes.
Okay.
You're not gonna, like
Okay.
ones you're willing to lose.
I went right to cardboard box.
Yeah, or like an Amazon box or something.
Right.
But no, he's just fucking like
Plastic bag.
he's just raw dog handing it. I'm like,
That's not. Yeah, it's,
It's
not
gotta-
even logistically feasible.
if it's a hard shit, fine. But
Yeah,
if it's
but-
like loose and any side, like you're not carrying that. In your hand.
When I think of manure, I don't think of turds.
no,
I think of piles.
yeah,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like how like the rest of the
That's a
time I
good
was there,
point.
I was trying to wrap my head around just the logistics of it. Not the fact that this batshit old hippie was like, I just grab fistfuls of turds and carry it back to my house. I'm like, I would at least try to like put it in like an old hat.
Yeah, you're like, imagine how much
shit
much
in your hat.
manure you're losing on the way over trying to
Yeah.
hold it in your
It's
hands.
got a little trail.
It's not
God-
very
God forbid.
sustainable.
It's like, dude, you don't have like a hefty bag, like a trash bag. in your
Yeah.
house.
Get a bucket.
You don't even need a shovel. You can just get like half of like a cardboard box and like scoop it up with that, dump it in your trash bag.
a
Get
bucket.
Get this cup.
Yeah.
Come on. Big ass cup.
It's like a
Big as
shitty
a
old
cup.
mug. You just throw it. Like, yeah, it's like, I wasn't even mad that he's weird and like just grabbing fistful. I'm like, dude, that's just, you're working hard, but not smart, mister.
Yeah. Those damn hippies, they'll do that.
Yeah. He was a fucking weirdo. Always talking to me about Steve Miller Band.
Ugh.
Cause I don't know. I fucked up and said I play music.
Oh, well.
There went.
Yeah.
You opened the
And
door.
He's like,
didn't you?
I listened to it. Let's have a conversation.
And
I'd love
normally
to talk
I'm
about
fine with
wild,
that.
I'd love to talk about
But-
Wild Mountain Honey.
But all he talked about was Steve Miller Band. Like no other hippie band at all. Not even like Fish or
Grateful Dead.
or nothing.
No.
Like Grateful Dead, I would have fucking talked to him for hours and hours. But
We can talk about some Doobie Brothers if you want.
see something, but no, just like only Steve Miller. I'm like, why? Why just Steve Miller?
He just heard it that day.
That's his shit. That's his shit fisting
Yeah.
songs as he's fisting piles of turds and carrying it back to his house.
Fist.
I gotta admit though, he probably does have a sick garden though.
Yeah.
If he's using manure,
That
Probably
shit's probably
producing.
It's probably colorful as shit.
It's yielding.
I'd have been stoked if you would have came back the next day with some nice herbs.
There you go. Like oregano or something like that.
Oh, I got
Weed.
some fresh thyme. Like it smells like shit.
That's how you know it's fresh.
I
Yeah.
know it's fresh.
Got the shit all over it.
Stinky time.
Smells like Avondale at 3 a.m.
Ugh.
Hippie music. Are you into? Are you legitimately into Grateful Dead?
Yeah, I grew up on it. My dad's a deadhead.
Like the jam stuff or like the actual structured songs?
The more structured
Yeah.
stuff, mostly.
I like 'em, too.
Some of the jam songs are cool, but he had this an old shitty like dresser, like a clothing dresser, and it was filled. The drawers were filled with bootlegs. Grateful Dead.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I had the ones where it's like live at this place and there, and it's like
Well, they're playing for like 2 hours.
yeah, and like an hour and 50 minutes of it are like just improvised jams.
Wanking.
Yeah.
And then maybe you get like half of like Sugar Magnolia on it.
Right.
Like, all right, cool. But yeah, some of those were a bit hard to get through. But the actual albums,
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I like
them
them.
too. You a Deadhead at all? Huh?
Not really.
What's your hippie band of choice then? If you would,
Hippie band?
or like anything that would be associated, like as far as like
Are we
you,
talking, like,
you can go into
legit?
Bob Dylan too, like that kind of era.
Like legit like flower power type shit?
Sure.
Honestly, probably like Hendrix.
Yeah.
might be a weird take. I think all the early vegan hardcore bands should count as hippie bands.
That's not.
Because some of the messages,
Yeah.
other than the hardline bands, were kind of similar.
You might be onto something there.
Their love of
a little
Earth
bit.
and all that shit. It's like, all right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But some of it, I'm like,
Manure, Earth.
sure, it's like, it's just kind of hippie shit. but
Having
with
a
like,
farty day, huh?
but it's like if like,
Yeah, you're right.
it's like if a hippie just like, hey, but I also like Slayer. So it's like hippie like lyrics over top of like Slayer riffs.
So the message is the hippie
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were cutting edge.
Yeah.
Not Earth Crisis necessarily, but
And some of the, like
But,
the like the crusties, the dumpster diving people, for them it's
Kattpacalypse
it was more
kids.
like the lifestyle was more hippie
yeah.
right.
than anything else.
Dude, when I walked into Cab Calloway, I think my third day, they were like, let's cut school. I was like, oh man, I've never cut school before. What are we going to do? This is awesome. So we cut school, and there used to be a Tasty Cake store on Lancaster Avenue.
Yeah, I know.
And they're like, we're going to go dive into the dumpster for the Tasty Cakes.
A tasty cake.
And I was
storefront.
so not into it, but I didn't want to be the kid that was like the odd man out. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And we came back, and it wasn't just like them. They came back with all this shit, and the whole fucking school was like trying to eat this stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with all you people? And then a week later, I was like, this is awesome.
I used to work at a place close to Cab Calloway, Cafe Francine, and there was a hippie girl that worked for us, and if we threw away the bagels after breakfast, oh shit,
Oh, he just tried to commit suicide via funny bone.
damn dude,
I felt that through the table.
damn,
Oh,
Vishnu, come take him. But at the end of breakfast, you threw away most of the bagels, right?
Yes.
Like the flavored bagels. Everything else you cut up into like croutons.
Your egg bagels, your onion bagels.
So the hippie girl that worked with us would always like say, "Can I just take the bagels?" And they're always like, "Yeah." And then one of her like hippie friends would just come up and just grab the trash bag full of bagels and just fuck off with them.
it was rumored.
She had giant tits too.
that's probably why she was eating them. It's going, all that's going right to the
Going
tits.
right
She was so fucking hot.
It was rumored that you could do that to Dunkin' Donuts too,
AJ Sullivan used to do it.
because they would throw out just bags of donuts
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
AD Sullivan would get bags of donuts.
Oh yeah,
So
Wow.
it's true.
yeah. He would show up to shows with them, and everybody would be like,
Oh.
"No, I'm not eating those."
I feel like I
It's
remember
pretty
that,
awesome. I would eat it.
He did a lot at the Kennett Legion Hall.
but okay, man.
He would just have a trash bag full of like old stale Boston creams, and like he'd offer them to people, and everybody's like, "I'm not eating a Boston cream donut out of a hefty bag," and so AJ
You
would
think you're
just
better than me?
no, so AJ would just end up being out front of like the venue, just crushing donuts to himself,
Yeah.
and then wonders why he got fat as
Yeah.
a fucking It's like, dude, like
thousands of empty calories.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're just eating stale fucking
sugar.
Dunkin' Donuts.
What was the charm about? Were you around for the Kennett Legion?
Never been. I don't think so.
What was the charm? I loved that place. Why though? It was
It's like a place that's across the street from the Mexican restaurant. On
Yes,
41?
probably maybe.
It's the only Legion
There was
I
a-
can think of.
there was a base-
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of Avenue.
It was a
not
bi-
Kennett.
There's
was
the
a
basement and the upstairs.
Never mind.
I never played
Never
the
been.
upstairs. Well, yes, I did play the upstairs once. But when I would book it, they'd only give us the basement.
It was so fucking fun.
The reason it was the also thing was is there was never supervision.
Is that what was so fun about it?
Maybe. I mean, it was like
There was always someone there, but they were never downstairs. They would stay upstairs.
They
Yep.
relax about
Like,
stuff.
They didn't give a fuck.
They didn't.
Don't fuck with anything. So that's why I was a kind of a dickhead as somebody would get too close to
The wall.
because they had like the fucking pictures and the
Yep.
plaques and shit on the
Yep.
wall, and they had that
Them Legion halls.
shitty Legion Hall ceiling. What do you call it?
popcorn
Drop
ceiling,
tile.
drop
Drop tile.
ceiling.
Drop
Drop
tile.
tile. Yeah, yeah.
They love hanging stuff up.
Like people would try to like kick into that. I'm like, no. You're not losing this place.
This ain't Harry Cats.
Yeah. Harry Katt's was lawless,
Yes.
but Kennett were like, no, we want to keep this place.
It was booked for a long time.
Yeah. It was hard to get though because those pop punk kids, like the kids in that band Left Behind, always had it.
And 3-Star China.
Yeah,
They
like
had it
those,
too. Yeah.
They always had it. So there's the times where you would see like pop punk hardcore like mashup show,
What's with my testicles?
which is
Sorry.
they're probably pretty cool. But like,
Cool.
like you wouldn't be able to get the venue, and then you would like I would hit up like Andrew from Left Behind. I was like, look, I got these guys on tour. Is there any room
Right.
on the show? He's like, I can fit one, maybe two bands, and that's just what you did.
It's pushing it. Yeah.
So it would be like his band and a bunch of the other local pop punk bands.
Bad Luck 13.
And then like Redline and Altercation. You're like, all right, that's fun.
Hey, it's a mixed bill.
Yeah.
That's what it. When I first started going to shows, it was like pop punk band, hardcore band, emo band, another hardcore band. Those were, and I feel like that disappeared and never came back.
I don't think it never came back because I've been to plenty.
Well, the problem
shows like
was
that.
you couldn't book a Delaware specific Delaware band show
That was just hardcore.
and have it be
Yeah.
one of any genre.
Right.
Because we're too fucking, it was normally only Newcastle County bands.
Yep.
So you couldn't fill out a hardcore show in the era of Dead and Buried because you had with Dead and Buried, Woodland,
Break Your Crown,
Break Your Crown, and
3-Star China.
if you're lucky, maybe My Body My Blood was on a reunion that week, or
Right.
Hard Response was on a reunion that
Right,
week.
right.
But that you had two most of the time, just the two.
Yeah.
And then you always had like 2 or 3 pop punk bands that luckily all of us got along. So that, and then occasionally you get like the old school style screamo bands, not what they call it now, but you know, the backpack wigglers.
Yeah.
And sometimes like sometimes they would you know the backpack wiggle?
Yeah.
When you grab the straps of your book bag and you're like, I'm really worked up. And
Definitely.
It's like a
sometimes
two-step.
you would get one or two of them that would actually play the shows. So you had to have it just to fill out a lineup. You couldn't have one genre.
Yeah.
It's impossible. That's why so many Baltimore, South Jersey, and Philadelphia bands were household hardcore bands in Delaware is because we needed to fill out a show.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Dysphoria, what are you doing this week, this week, this week, this week, this week, and this week? Because apathy and looking forward can't make it that week. You know, it's like
That 1 week.
so. Yeah, they were like house bands almost. Even though they weren't
Were
from the
there
state.
actually like bands from like Kent and Sussex County back in the day?
once or twice you would find one, and then but
I don't
they never
remember any.
they never lasted long.
I was gonna say probably not.
I don't remember. Someone told me a long time ago that Dover had a very siloed metal hardcore scene at one point.
They had
Had
a
a metal-
Christian.
Yeah.
hardcore scene.
Okay.
They had a venue called the Cavalry.
There was a band that was one of the guys was a cousin of the Paris twins. Called the kid's last name was Del Negro.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's Mark or Mike, who was his first name.
Mark Del Negro is that kid
He's a
chipper.
skateboarder.
So then I guess it's no, it was Nick,
Nick Del Negro. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
and he had a band called something Heart's Potential.
Within Heart's
Within
Potential.
Heart's
Yes,
Potential.
They're from Kent County.
So they were
Remember
around,
them.
but that was towards the end of my tenure. of Dead and Buried. But occasionally you would have a band that would be from there, but
They
they would play 2 shows and then just disappear.
they played a great show with Double Dealer that there used to be a video of on MySpace when there was a fight or something in the crowd and it went around.
But they had like their like the with heart.
I don't know what you're talking
I think it
about.
was their I think it was their last show or something.
It was their last show.
They kept wanting to bring Dead and Buried down to do stuff, but they were worried that our fans were going to fuck up their venue. I mean, fair.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Yeah, you know, I'm not going to fucking act like that would never happen.
The Cavalry and I think the Cavalry was in Dover or like somewhere in
There was-
Lower Delaware. They had big shows.
It was
there.
Dover. It was Dover, the city of, and it was apparently a healthy scene. I don't know if that means there was hundreds of people there or if there was 100 people there that always showed up. I'm
Well,
not sure.
like we were talking about with the Christian shows, those kids would show up.
Well, that's
and
what
pay
That's where fucking
Yeah.
the Outlaw got his start. Basically, was
and to win it. And shit.
yeah, it's like Christian shit. What was that? Was him and Damien and I
Well,
think Spenny from Full Hell.
Yeah, that was just mosh metal though.
But yeah, they played that little.
They were ahead of their time.
X in it to win it.
We would
Yes,
occasionally
correct.
there would occasionally be bands from Northeast Maryland that would call themselves Delaware bands. That would just come. There's one that's called Fighting Chance.
I seem to remember that.
Yeah.
They played a lot. They were actually really nice kids. The band wasn't very good, but they were very nice.
Yeah.
And they showed up and they would come up to like all the shows that they weren't playing to. So they actually made an effort. But I don't know what happened to any of those guys.
Yeah, I wonder.
But they were really nice. They were like Evergreen Terrace type kids.
Yeah, I know what
But
you
they,
mean.
they showed up. They hung out. They were cool.
I have a history question for you about Delaware or the Delaware music scene in general.
All right.
How did hardcore dancing make it into pop punk? How did that happen? Was that because
Well-
of the mixed bills?
No, what it was is we stole it all from Philly.
Right.
It was all stolen from Philly. All the moves were stolen from Philly.
But was Philly doing that to pop punk bands?
yes.
Were they?
They were.
You would see a lot of Philly hardcore kids at Blink-182 shows, Get Up Kids shows,
Right.
and stuff like that. And as you know, because you knew a lot of them, there was kids in Delaware that we hung out with that were too fucking chicken shit to go to any small Philly show
Yeah.
or real like sketchy shows that we had no problems going to. And so they were afraid to, if they did go, they would a fly on the wall in the corner, not
Yep.
talking to anybody.
Yep.
But when they were at a pop punk show and all it was
That
little
was their
kids,
opportunity to be the big dog.
yeah, the big dog. So all the little kids at the pop punk show was like, they were like in the sights, and so it was corny as fuck.
Was that just a Delaware thing then?
No, it was
It was like New Jersey, Delaware, Philadelphia at one point,
that
correct?
that whole area. Like that didn't really find its way to Maryland that I know of. But yeah, they would mosh hard as fuck for like some whatever, like Game Over.
Yeah.
And,
Yes. Yeah.
and let's say like that, like which is an old Delaware pop punk band, and
Movie life.
but then like I would book some really like hard ass bands in Delaware, and those kids would be like on their best behavior.
Yep.
I was like, okay, so like some real roughnecks
Because the out of towners are out of towners are here.
So that was what the problem was with that shit.
Get your ear hit off with a broom handle.
Ouch.
It was fucking nuts. But yeah, they would mosh hard as shit at like Trocadero shows, but you couldn't get them to leave the main drags in Philly to go to the really small scale good shows.
Like the kill time.
Yeah, they wouldn't
Yeah.
go to the Kill Time or Stalag or HP or Delaredo's or any of those places. They would just, I only go to the Trocadero, the Electric Factory.
Venues.
And that wasn't just strictly Delaware. That was Pennsylvania kids did that too.
I forgot. It's so funny how you forget things. It's like I forgot all about Club HP and how much of a central piece of not only Philly but like hardcore in the tri-state area that was. That was like, and it was for years that venue existed.
Me, Joe Hardcore, and Joe Bakudo did a lot of really fucking good shows
Yeah.
at HP. Like ones I'm still very, very proud of.
Yeah.
And especially the ones where all three of us were working together. We pulled off some fucking awesome lineups. But that's like when a lot of people are like saying like, oh, that guy's a Philly old head. You're like, is he a Philly old head or is he a Troc kid?
Right.
Because they're two different breeds.
Right.
Like, is he really an old head or is he just a guy that was at every Troc show? Which
Yeah.
was still quite a good amount of shows because they had something every other week.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Good time.
I never understood moshing hard to pop punk. I understand you're gonna do a little two-step or whatever, but if you're gonna start kickboxing to saves the day.
Well, I
Yeah,
feel
that's a bit much.
What are you doing?
I feel like the pop punk bands started to react to that and started to write breakdowns into their songs.
Well, hardcore kids are in pop punk bands. Always have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they just want to, they just want to play music, or some of them just fucking like that shit.
Well, Game Over, the Delaware band, a lot of those guys were just hardcore dudes that are like, oh, we want to like get pussy, so we're gonna start playing pop
right.
punk. And the thing is they were playing pop punk and playing to like little kids and shit. But then when they would play shows with us, they would like act like hard asses.
Yep.
You're like, just be who you are all the time. You don't have to do this shit.
We were
silly.
everyone at that time was trying to impress somebody.
That's true. That's true too. But
The good old the glory days.
yeah, they were good times, man. But yeah, it was funny. It's just, why didn't we have shows that are brand new and coming correct?
Yeah.
It was fun.
It if anything, it brought out like a lot of people. You were getting like 100 people from this scene, 100 people from that scene, and for the most part, everyone got along.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful thing.
It is beautiful.
there was very rarely
Like something very something
Inter-county-
serious.
inter-county beef.
Yeah, it wasn't really a thing.
Delaware shows back then.
It really wasn't a thing overall. It was just usually like
It was early-
Gary pushed Larry.
Yeah,
Like
Fucking Gary, dude.
yeah.
fucking Gary.
Gary
He's a
and Larry.
problem. We told him.
Early on, there was a static between like the Wilmington kids, like the kids I rolled with, and the Newark.
The Newark kids, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like the crusty kids.
That and also like some of the jockier dudes like Anthony and Ernie and
Right.
Pig and all
Right.
those guys.
Right.
But
Shout out to Pig.
That got
coolest nickname ever.
Jack Bronco.
Yeah,
But
man.
that got squashed pretty early on because we've said before when Anthony's been on the podcast that he likes to bridge people together, and he was kind of like, yo, you guys like this shit? We like this shit. Let's fucking hang out. And then everybody was just,
Yep, everybody cool.
got along perfectly after that.
Yep.
Like,
That was
sure-
very early on.
So, like some of the kids that are more into like the backpack wiggle stuff didn't really care for us. I mean, and then fair enough. Some of us were fucking obnoxious as hell.
Yeah.
I get it. But there's other guys that were just like way down to earth and shit like that. So there was never really any huge problem.
No, and if there was, it was like diffused the next day.
Yeah.
Usually.
Because everybody was friends with somebody else, and everyone was like, come on, you're at the same shows every weekend. What are you doing?
It's funny that Tony Poconos isn't even from here. And did
Yeah.
that.
Pennsylvania boy.
Tony Poconos?
Anthony.
Anthony
Oh,
Picciano.
duh.
Yeah.
Speaking of him, shout out to our sponsor, Parlay Philly.
Oh, I got the Parlay Philly.
Parlay Philly, shout out.
Right there.
Yeah, boy.
Right on his head.
Oh, shoot. I thought you were pointing at the map. I was like, Brazil?
They're from Brazil. Yes, they are.
Come to Brazil.
That's what it felt like.
And our other sponsor, Pickles Premium Pickles.
Ah,
You got a pickle company sponsoring you?
yep.
Yeah, we do.
Run by the coolest kid in the world, Xavier
Shout out to
Wachecki, dude.
X to the Z.
I was hoping his name was a pickle or something like that.
Well, that's
that
his
would have been
nickname.
sweet.
That's his nickname. That's why it's called Pickles Premium Pickles. His nickname is Pickle.
Well, where's the jar?
I have it in the fridge.
I have one in the fridge too.
What's up?
I have 2 pickles left in it. I'm waiting for Larry to give me the re-up on it.
I might go grab them.
Dude,
not?
pickles are the shit.
They really, oh, dude.
We've never eaten on pod before.
This kid is, no, I'm not eating on pot.
Yeah, I might get some all over the board.
Because-
I won't subject Larry to it.
Because it'll make Larry mad, and Larry's the guy who gets us the pickles.
Sure. I'll be like, yeah, well, don't
So
do
you
that.
don't
That's free
Don't
press.
fuck with my pickle plug, dude.
Don't
He's
fuck
mine
with-
too.
They're fucking, they're great pickles.
I don't shit where I eat, man.
I just want to ruin your connect and get my
Our
own.
boy Larry, his son Xavier, makes his own pickles in mason jars. Has the brine, throws all the like the garlic and all the other cool shit in it.
There's hunks of garlic in there. There's capers and
Like
shit
a
in there.
full clove. Like a full clove.
He's figured it out.
That's
So
naughty.
fucking good, dude.
That's naughty.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna because I don't know if this was the plan, but I'm gonna go buy a jar today. I'm gonna go buy a jar. That's what this was for, right?
that's what we want.
Yeah, I knew it.
I'm hoping he made a Christmas batch.
Ooh, like what? Pine needles in it or something?
Well,
You never know.
I'd eat a
Might-
pickled pine needle.
Yeah. No, I mean
never
like
know.
it was a pine flavored pickle.
What if funny if it like it's like I thought these were pickles, it's just like a pine cone and like
that's-
in brine.
Is that evergreen?
Dilled pine cone. Like,
Oh, it's
what?
Douglas fir.
Coniferous. Yeah.
I don't like my batch. What'd you get? Christmas lights.
white bulbs or like the multicolored bulbs? I
Yes.
think they're the white ones. I don't know. Maybe they're just like they were broken and so they weren't lighting up
They
right.
kind of have like a green tint to them now.
Do you have an affinity for Douglas fir? This last time I was here, you said Douglas fir.
Did I?
Yeah, you shouted out Douglas firs.
That's our boy.
Oh, Dougie fir.
Dougie Fur. You
He's
don't know him?
all tall and shit.
Plays bass for Stout.
True.
Yeah, that's
True. The craziest style bass player ever.
Yo, he is too.
Like what?
That's not an exaggeration. It's exactly what he does.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He's grooving.
And it's around his throat.
Yeah. It's all the way up here.
Yeah.
And he's saying every word too.
Oh yeah.
Mic or no mic, he's there.
He's enunciating. Yeah. I know exactly what the lyrics
And then
are.
in person, he's like the softest guy in the world. He's so sweet.
Great.
He's
Well,
such a good
they
boy.
all are.
Yeah, they're all very nice people.
They're very fucking nice people.
Yeah.
And you would never notice. You'd be like, these people are going to kill me if I say anything wrong. But no.
Not anymore though, because now it's ex-members of Iron Price.
Oh.
When this comes out, when this episode comes out, they'll have just played FYA. And just shout out to them.
Yeah, there's footage of them playing.
Stout is playing FIA?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's gonna. They'll do really well.
Yeah, they'll do really well down
Travis,
But
Travis
shout out
has
to
done
Travis,
He's
dude.
done his first show with them at least. Maybe
Yeah.
one or two now. So if you
there. Oh,
wanna hear-
Travis is in there, man?
yeah,
now?
Travis
Yeah.
plays drums.
Oh,
now.
wow.
So if you want to hear Stout played 5 times too fast, he's your guy.
Stout. Like that. It's not stout.
Yeah. Nothing's better than God of War sped up.
Hey, man, it might sound, you never know. It might sound really hard as hell.
Instead of she, it's just she.
Shit.
Look, Drago.
You really played like a fucking like drawn out version of she, and it's just she.
Eat. Hell yeah.
That fucking rips, dude.
That is a Wire reference.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Clay Davis.
I never watched The Wire. Am I missing out? I know.
It's very good.
I'm too
very good.
I'm too busy rewatching The X-Files and The Simpsons and Frasier.
That's way more important than The Wire.
It is very good.
Yeah. I've had numerous people fucking hitting me up about episodes we missed on the X-Files episode.
Like what?
Fine.
One that I was reminded of that is very good is the episode Bad Blood. Shout out Steve Greathouse.
But what is that episode?
That's the vampire one.
Oh, that is
with
vampire.
the great Hambino from the Sandlot.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
That's the one where he's a pizza delivery guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
did overlook that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I was like, that is a fucking great one.
The great Bambino. Hamilton Porter. That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever his name was in Sam.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I was like, yeah, that is a great one.
Listen, we're not perfect, okay?
Yeah.
We're human beings.
There's so many episodes.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to fucking... Because he was like, Bad Blood, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Mike Murrow's shitty
I
old
was
band?
just going for that same thing.
Because we
Damn.
talked about that the same fucking episode. You
Yeah.
and me, Mike Sneakers,
Yep.
and fucking...
Shout outs.
And he's like, yeah, Bad Blood. I'm like, all right, what are you talking about, dude? He's like, the episode Bad Blood, season 5, episode, I think 12 or
Oh,
something.
he sharp shot it like that?
Yeah.
You're like,
So I went on to fucking IMDb and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, season 5, episode 12. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Great Hambino is a fucking vampire.
yep.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Wait.
I told everybody, I was like, look, straight up, like, if you just gave me like an episode title or like a season or what is like, I can't help you. If you
Yeah.
tell me the premise, I'm like, oh yeah, that one, and then
Yeah.
this, and this happened.
Yeah, if you start talking about, if you say like a couple words of what you're about, I could probably finish the sentence.
Yeah.
But if you're like, it's Bad Blood, I'm like,
Yeah.
and I have trouble like with the seasons blending all the time. Like, I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah. I can tell you all about the episodes, but I can't tell you what season it is unless it was season 1.
Yeah.
'Cause you're like, oh, it's the first appearance of this
Anything with
person or
Deep
whatever.
Throat in it. Or no,
Yeah.
no, wait, Deep Throat.
Deep
we
Throat
had
was
this,
season 1.
yeah, but wait, didn't we have this discussion where Deep Throat, is it Deep Throat the black guy or
He's
Deep
the black
Throat?
guy, right?
Black guy.
I
And he gets-
swear
he
to
gets
God.
killed.
He gets murked.
He gets killed.
I swear to God, I thought it was the other dude that gets killed in season 1. The one that Mulder is working with predominantly in season 1.
Yeah, but Deep Throat's there's multiple people that Mulder has as informants. Deep Throat was the black guy though.
Okay.
And he had a couple other people working underneath of him too, but he ended up getting like, killed. I want to say maybe not till the 4th or 5th season.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't in the
Yeah.
first season.
Does he die though?
Yeah.
Isn't it like he gets shot and they don't find his body? They just assume there was too much blood that.
No, as I think Krychek takes him out.
Oh. That fucking bastard.
That son of a
Rat
bitch.
bastard.
We're gonna talk shit again.
We're not getting on the X-Files.
No,
Again, yeah.
no. About Krychek. We're getting emotional.
I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate him so much.
Getting emotional.
I hate him so goddamn
Okay,
much.
speaking of emotional and when you have check me if I'm a sociopath, okay? When you have a bad day, do you ever go onto your social media and you find someone that you're not like good friends with, you're just associates, you're like, I'm having a bad day. You know what, Gary, you're getting off my friends list. I'm removing you right now. Does anyone else do that?
I don't do that.
I find myself wanting to do it, so when that does happen, I'll either A, put the phone down, or I have a bunch of things saved on Instagram that's like dog videos.
That's so smart.
Like your palate
makes
cleanser.
you feel good.
Because like I got called out on it. This was a few years ago by Matt Bennett. Because I was like, this guy's a fucking prick. What the fuck's he doing? Like he's like, and the person's just like oversharing on the internet. They're
Right.
not doing anything harmful to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. But I caught them at the right time doing that shit. And I was like, yo, fuck that nerd, whatever. And like,
Or you're in a bad mood already.
Yeah.
And you're like just looking for a target.
and like he was just basically was like talking to me, and I was like, dude, like, just don't pay attention to him or fucking mute him or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. or he'd send me like a video of like a retarded kid playing a saxophone.
Hell yeah.
And you're just like, all right, yeah, I'm better now. So I actually have a save, because you know how you can like click that little thing off to the side and it saves it?
Yeah.
I have a whole save thing, and it's all like dog videos, dog reunion videos, and people shitting their pants.
That is strategic.
And people
That's such a good idea.
people with downs like running races and stuff. So I'm like, these
Yeah.
things will make me smile. So I would just go into that. But yeah, there was times I'm like, someone's like, I went to this place today, or here's my top 20 horror movies that I watched in October. I'm like, I hope you're fucking getting cancer right now. Like shit like that. I'm like, this guy didn't do anything to me.
A perfectly legitimate response to
like-
that, right?
It's just the
Perfectly
fact.
level-headed.
It's just the fact that you dropped something at work today and it fucked your whole day up, and everything that happened since then
Man.
has been a spiral.
That will fuck your day up.
And,
Dropping
like,
something at work.
The first person that when you open up the Instagram app is like,
That's the target.
You.
Yeah, you're going down.
I almost had a catastrophic drop at work today.
Oh, please do
Because
share.
I was in the porta potty. It was the end of the day.
Was it catastrophic for drop the?
Huh?
Was it a catastrophic for drop your shit or?
No, my phone.
Oh.
I almost dropped my phone into the toilet.
I'm just smart enough to take it out in the porta potty.
I was bored.
Fucking pick your nose.
There's a philosophy out there that you shouldn't take your phone to the bathroom because that's disgusting. I completely disagree with that.
What else am I supposed to do in there? Number one.
In a porta potty, I agree with it.
Yeah, it probably
In a
could have.
shitty venue bathroom or like a rest stop bathroom, I also agree with it. But like a nice like Dunkin' Donuts bathroom or
like your home.
or home
Yeah.
turf, yeah, do it.
Remember the picture I sent you of the icy blue juice?
Yeah.
Not a single turd was in there. It was a brand new porta potty. Nobody used it that day.
I still wouldn't.
Well,
I don't give a shit how good they power wash those things.
I had to take a bunch of shit off to go to the bathroom first of all, but I was putting everything back on. I pulled my pants up. I put my phone under my chin like this.
Oh,
So I could do that.
No.
And then I was standing there. I was like,
Did it
wait,
slide down like a minutia?
No.
And you just started panicking?
worse. I had it stuck there and I was like, wait, did I put it in my pocket or no? And
Oh, you
then
forgot.
And then I went like that and I lifted it up and I felt it fall and I went, oh, and it was falling right towards the opening of the toilet. And I fucking
You karate chopped it?
I jerked my hand in there and I had it stuck on the rim like that.
Out.
And it almost fucking fell in. I was fully prepared to have to dig my phone out of shit. My shit.
My heart's racing
but
just
I
thinking about it.
I would have just.
I had last second.
I just been like, well, that's it for that phone.
Well, I mean, okay, wait. It was crystal clear.
But he had just shit in.
I had just shit in it. If it's my shit, I'll
Yeah,
live.
I might go in for it. For if it's my shit.
I'll dump out the rest of my water bottle, clean it off. I even have glasses cleaning wipes in my car if I wanted to get real crazy with it. But I was
couldn't.
close.
I could, man.
I was
Okay.
Every
fucking
time I bring it close to my head, I'd be like, do I smell it? Even though, no matter how good I watch it.
Years
And
later.
I might not even smell it.
Right.
But
It's
it's
just
something
that
in my brain. I'm
placebo
like,
effect.
it's there, motherfucker. Yeah.
Now, if there was anyone else's body excrement in there, would you have been like, it's done? I can just stay there. I'm not touching that ever again.
Nah, I got to.
No.
I
I'm
gotta
like, no.
clean it.
You got things on there that like you haven't backed up? Is that what the concern is? Or you
I
just
don't want to go
it?
through that. I would rather
Touch shit.
and
Other people's
clean
shit.
other people's shit and clean it.
No. It's lost. It's gone. Man down. You know?
I'm also not.
I will go home and start scheduling the beef and beer to pay for me to get a new one. You know? It's like, no, it's lost, dude.
I'm not in a place where I can buy another phone right now. So that's
Rip.
Yeah. I don't give a shit. Like if I had to spend an extra $20,
You literally don't give a
an
shit.
extra $20 on my phone bill for the next couple of months or whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got it. It's gone.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I will not.
But what's this? You just don't want to go through the inconvenience of getting another phone, or you have stuff on your phone. You're like, oh, I didn't back that up, and that's important.
The
to me.
inconvenience of another phone and just like
fuck that.
I use it too much for other, like, especially like for this fucking show. I had to use it today,
To be without it, like even for a day, would be a huge inconvenience type of thing, right?
especially on a podcast day. Yeah.
If I knew it would save you from putting a doo-doo covered phone near your ear, I'd be like, you know what? We'll go on hiatus for a while.
I mean,
You know?
I don't ever put my phone up to my ear to talk on it.
But yeah,
I do
just
speaker or AirPods.
either so. I'm like, nah, dude.
If he had dropped that phone in the porta potty in his own shit,
Yeah.
but he used it today and it was there, and you knew that was the phone that dropped in the porta potty, how would
That's
you
the
feel?
poop, that's
This
the
is-
poop phone.
This is what I would be doing if I knew that and it was over there like it is right now. This is what I'd be doing the entire time. I'd be like,
I felt something.
like you know, like when like the trackers in those old like war movies, you know, when they touch the ground, taste
Oh
it,
yeah,
put it in the air.
yeah.
I'd be doing that. I'd be like, yeah, it'd be completely psychosomatic. Like nothing's actually stinks. I just be like,
Those blades of grass are broken right there.
and if Tom was like, oh, can you hand me that? I'd be like, oh,
No
no,
way.
no, no, no,
That-
no, no, no.
No way.
Scared of a little
sir.
dookie, huh?
No way.
Other people's dookie, yeah, no.
That's the other thing. I'm not that worried about cleaning shit off.
But here's the thing, like, as you guys know, I have a history of a lot of kidney stones.
Yeah.
I've
Couple.
put my hand into the toilet to retrieve a kidney stone I pissed out.
So
That's the closest I'll ever do to something along those
Yeah,
lines.
but like your bare
That's my
hand,
own-
you wouldn't fish it out. Like, why wouldn't you just fish it out? Why
Yeah,
would
you can-
you're
you
in
can
your own
wash your
home?
hands.
if it was piss,
That's different
Fine.
to you.
why?
yeah,
It's still waste.
but there's no like substance to it. Well, my piss is like pure grains, like a fucking I have kidney stones. But like, you know, if it's piss, if it's my piss,
Just sugar.
if it's
It
my,
just looks like sugar.
yeah, it's like pure mineral. Yeah, if it's my piss, I'll go after it. Anybody else's? Well, it's a lady.
That's a
but, like,
lady.
I'm not doing it. No, I can take more pictures of my dogs. You know, what else am I got on there to keep?
But
on
you'll
my
never have
eBay?
that picture from September 11th, 2001.
Well, he's supposed to
Of my-
never.
of my
he's
dog.
supposed to never forget.
of my dog hitting the second tower. Wait. Somebody Photoshop that for me. There's plenty of pictures of my dog on my Instagram.
If you need any more,
Hit
he'll
'em
send
up.
them to you too.
Yeah, but they won't be like the phone that went into the toilet. But yeah, I would rather another plane hit the tower than
A third
me
one.
to shove my hand into someone else's doo doo.
They go after the Freedom Tower.
Yeah. Like, do you remember when everybody's mad because they were going to build a mosque over by Ground Zero?
Did it not happen?
It did happen, and
Oh.
no one cares anymore. But I'm like, that's
I do
fine.
remember, yeah.
They're building a mosque, right? Now, is the mosque made out of doo doo? Because if made out of doo doo, I'm not going anywhere near it.
That's the only way though, right?
I don't go to no doo doo mosque.
No do
If it's like a regular mosque, you know, built out of, you know, like brick mortar, you know, steel frame,
Do not do that.
I'll go hang there. Yeah, I'm sorry. That phone's lost the time. I'm not doing it. But all what he was saying about like how you just had a shit day. Did you ever one of those days where it's nothing major happens, but a series of small things? Like,
Oh yeah.
like say like you're walking out of like Dunkin' Donuts and you drop your cup of coffee and you're like, ah, fuck. And then you go back to get another one and you stub your toe or you hit your head on something.
Oh, so the momentum of the day was already.
It's
thrown off.
constantly being hiccuped by just not even
Minor
the horrible
things.
things, like inconveniences.
I had one of those last week.
Like you drop a toolbox and you got to put everything back in, or you know, just
Where you leave your TWIC card at home, got to drive home and get it.
yeah, You know?
Stupid, dumb shit that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Those things, I'd rather see. It's like, oh, I get into an accident, I total my car. Oh, okay, this sucks, but whatever. But if it's like, I forgot my lunch at home, I'm
Yeah.
like, this fucking day sucks.
And then you go to like, all right, well, I guess I can go get some from the place down the street.
I guess.
And then you realize that you left your wallet with your cards
Yeah.
at home. So you're like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
And then like you go through the workday, you get home, you're like, oh, I can't wait to eat something.
The wallet was
And
in
then
the
you
car.
open the fridge and realize you haven't gone to the store yet that week. And you're just like, ah, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. All that little shit adds up.
Those are the
Give
worst
me the
days.
catastrophes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the days
Yeah.
I could commit murder.
Yeah.
Well, you said you had a day like that. What happened recently?
I don't even. Luckily, I blocked it out or
Was that
forgot.
traumatic?
That's when your like shitty memory comes in handy for you once in a while.
Yeah.
It saves you.
It does. It's really easy to let shit go because if I
You
don't
literally let it go.
forget it, I'll forget it anyway.
Is that long term or short term?
Maybe that guy from Suburban Scum's not so bad. Sorry. Too soon.
Is it?
Is it?
I don't know. You don't know.
I forgot.
Yeah, you forgot.
That's a great point.
Wow. How about that?
9.5 years ago.
Holy, oh my God, it was that long ago.
9.5 years, 6 weeks.
9-11 years. That's crazy.
But yeah. So forgetting that shit would be fucking sweet. But yeah, those days, if I come home and I open it up and it's like Mitchell Fletcher's posting on Instagram, I'm just like,
Fuck.
son of a bitch. Like, what does he have to fucking talk like that all the time? And like, you're so mad at him. But then like the next time you see him like in public and you've forgotten out of it, you're like, oh, what's up, dude? How you been?
Yeah, I love you, man. How you been?
Like,
Yeah.
and like you don't remember and he has no clue that like
He was on the chopping
that
block
3 weeks
that day.
beforehand, you're like, seriously, I want to put him in a trash can and roll him down a hill. It's like,
Sounds fun to me.
it's like, God damn it, dude.
That's
like-
one of those things you got to realize, though. Like, on a day that he's doing something like that,
Yeah.
it means so little to him
Yeah.
that he just put that out
So
there.
why?
It should,
why am I getting worked up?
it should
about
be
it?
that little to you,
Yeah.
too.
What if it does mean something a lot to him though?
I thought you were
well,
cracking your back. I thought you were about to pull a chiropractor
That'd
move
be
just
fucking-
now.
He
Nice.
finally figured it out.
That'd be nice.
Oh,
If I keep the beers behind me,
and to my right at a 90-degree
I
angle.
have no choice but to articulate my L3 and 4.
what if I started doing that to make my back better? Just put everything that I ever need to pick up
Into
in a
weird
day-
angles?
in like my day to day. Just off the weird
Like-
side, off my one shoulder.
like 70 degrees off? Yeah.
Like the beer's there. Like when I get home, I'll put my toothbrush there. You know, it's just like my socks. You know, just the deodorant. Just like
Now, speaking of toothbrush and doo-doo, are you a person of the? Are you of the school to like cover your toothbrush in the bathroom?
no, but I have it as far away from the toilet as possible. I know that doesn't help.
Yeah,
know
it's the air.
I know it doesn't technically help, but in my mind, it helps me.
I brush my teeth in the shower, and wait for it. I keep my toothbrush in the shower.
See, I never even knew that people did that, and then that was an option until I started listening to Are You Garbage podcast. Like I never even would think to do that. I have no problem with it.
I don't either. I don't see why it's such a garbage question.
Yeah.
I mean, because if like
if you have your toothbrush laying on like the soap shelf, that's different.
Yeah,
that's
like,
different.
if it bristles down
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
a bar
different.
of Dove that has one pube on it,
Yeah.
no matter how many times you try to rinse the bar of soap off, that pube just won't go away.
Yeah.
Or you do get it off, it just shows right
It's
by
like
Yeah.
some people are like, yeah, but it gets like toothpaste residue in your drain. I'm like, I piss in there.
yeah.
I wash my butt in that shower.
Yeah.
Toothpaste around the drain
It's
is
not
like the
gonna be-
least of the worries.
Yeah.
dude. There's already soap scum. Who gives a shit about toothpaste scum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. I was more so talking about like, is it like, I don't think it's scummy to leave it in there.
I don't think so.
That's where you always brush your teeth, and it's just convenient.
Yeah. And plus it's like,
Makes sense.
it's anywhere you keep it in the bathroom, it's a gamble.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on. You cover it though?
I don't. I was just asking the question.
Okay.
No, I do keep it as far away from the toilet as possible, but I didn't always.
I actually could move it further from the toilet if I really wanted to, but to your point, if it's in the air, I don't
We had a
think it's going to make a
in
difference.
health. It was health class, and I want to say maybe my freshman year, one of the two freshman years. They had this thing where they talk about like you should keep stuff away from your toilet because the particles go in the air and it gets on stuff. I just went home because like in my upstairs bathroom, there's two sinks. One's close to the toilet, one's close to the door. I just moved the.
Oh, his and hers sinks.
Yeah, dude.
Fancy.
We're doing all right.
Yeah.
So I just move the cup with the toothbrushes in it over.
Hello,
All I
mayor
did.
of
Strategic.
Hello, mayor
Maybe-
of Marshallton.
I'd
Yeah.
say maybe 3 feet maximum. But yeah, before that, it was like directly next to the toilet.
Mine is directly next to mine.
Yeah.
And you have no qualms.
Nah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll brush my teeth on the toilet.
I've done that. Spit it right between your legs.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm too fat for that now. I used to be able to do it though, but now, yes, it just goes into
No
my
mas.
navel.
you get a little toothpaste on your mushroom tip, and it's all cold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then you take your dick out later to piss, and it's kind of minty smelling. You're
You're like, oh, that smells good.
like, oh, I should get more Colgate. But
I like original Crests.
I have like,
I got hippie stuff.
I'm also an overzealous toothbrusher too.
Yeah.
Like you're brushing them for 5 minutes.
Yes. You put paste on. I rinse the toothbrush off to get
Yep.
it wet. Put paste on. I'll do the upper left side of my mouth. Spit. Rinse all that shit off the toothbrush. Rinse it all off again. Put more paste on. Do the
Oh
right
my
side.
God.
Repeat. Bottom left. Repeat. Bottom right. And then I do a minor amount of paste on it a 5th time to
the
handle
front?
the tongue.
Oh, I see.
So you're doing like the front, the underside, and the back of the upper right. Then you wash it, put more toothpaste on, do the same thing to the lower right. Are you like buying toothpaste from BJ's or some shit?
Yeah.
That's gotta be.
Yes, I get those 2 packs of Colgate whitening.
Your toothpaste budget must be.
That's another thing.
Sky
It's like,
high.
I didn't start doing that until when I first started working.
BJ's.
I never had dental insurance. Like once my parents' dental insurance for me ran out, I never had my own.
Right.
So I started just paying out of pocket to go to it, and I was getting cavities left and right. So I was like, all right, I don't want any more cavities again. So I just went completely overboard. So when I had to keep spending out of pocket to get crowns and cavities filled and shit like that.
Yeah, your first paying for your first crown out of pocket is a real adult wake up call.
$1,400.
And then it fucking just crumbles.
$1,400 for those motherfuckers. That's if you don't get a root canal first.
Right.
I did.
Like, fuck that, dude. So I will say I haven't had a cavity in 6 years thanks to doing stuff like that. So results.
Sometimes I wonder why I even brush my teeth. You seen these fucking things? Jesus fucking Christ.
Use a power washer.
It's just a habit at this point.
Yeah, that's
I
why I
also
do
start
it.
to think like what he said about
a good habit,
my toothpaste budget. What if it's exactly equal to the cost of cavities being filled and root canals?
Right. You're just putting it in big TP's pocket, right?
The ultimate irony.
Mr. Colgate's at home just like, yeah,
Boy, that dentist, man. He's really working hard.
Shout
at
out,
this.
he's a good egg.
shout out to that 1 out of the 5.
But the CEO of like Dental Implants LLC is just like, I guess I got to sell the beach house. Like, what the fuck's going on with Dennis over there?
Man, this is not the environment I thought it was going to be.
It is a
Fucking
little
cooking.
You think I should cut it off?
Yeah.
I mean, do whatever you want.
A
I'm
little
not here to tell you what to do.
Well, it's warm enough that it'll last the rest of however long.
That's my favorite Foo Fighters song. It's like, yo, I've been waiting here for you. I don't know, like however long. Just I imagine like a dude singing it like a Midwest accent. Did you see the smoke come up? Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
Yeah, that's about a month off your life.
that's it.
I'll take
I don't
it
know
for
about
this
that.
heat.
You would have wasted that month anyway. Let's be honest.
I'll take it to have this heat though,
No, it's good. It's nice.
especially in this weather.
Does it live in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you ever think about shit like that? Like,
No.
would I give up a month of life?
To do what?
Just random things like you either get an extra month of life or like you constantly have to like brush your teeth over the toilet while there's a turd in it. You know what I mean?
So that's the trade.
That's like one of the trade-offs I'll always go over.
So okay,
Like, you know how they say certain things are really bad for your health, right?
right?
You're like,
But they're so good.
but it's so worth it, and I probably would have wasted that
yeah.
time anyway. If someone's like, you will shave, like you will get extra years if you stop doing X, Y, Z. Okay, fine. But someone's like, you'll get extra months if you do this. But it's like, you never eat pizza again or never
No,
jerk off
fuck
again.
no.
There's times you're like thinking about stuff like that. It's like, I think I just keep doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, months. That's
Yeah.
not a good trade off. Years. I don't want to live longer.
Not
Yeah, me
really.
neither.
take me whenever you want.
Honestly, if it's a good enough convenience for me, I'm like, you can take a year off.
He almost
I
said,
can-
"Take me now." I heard that.
Yeah,
Take me
take
now.
me whenever you want.
They're
Like,
they're
with that
yeah.
kerosene I'm smelling right now might be any minute.
And they're like, look, unlimited breadsticks for a year, okay?
All right,
But you lose a decade of life.
no.
Sign me up.
Yeah, sign you up. Yeah.
Sign me up. Is
You
there
wouldn't
also
go for
soup and
that?
salad with this?
Unlimited breadsticks.
For a month.
Yeah.
I'd be sick of breadsticks after like day 5.
Tom, were you alive in time to enjoy a restaurant called Sizzler?
Yeah. I remember the one on Kirkwood Highway.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
Behind the where it's now an NTB. The
Yes.
upside-
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was back there, wasn't it? Yeah. It was Katt. It's where the AutoZone is now.
Yes.
When you have a buffet and there's a pan of breadsticks, you're doing all right.
I think I talked about it on here before, but the salads I used to make at the Sizzler salad.
Oh my
bar.
god, it infuriates me.
I didn't.
This is when I was a little kid.
Okay, can you
It
please
was,
break it down?
Croutons,
Okay.
bacon bits.
Okay.
They had those weird onion straws.
Uh-huh.
An offensive amount of those things.
Vincent's amount of those things. No lettuce, no tomato. Maybe a cherry tomato if they had cherry tomatoes out.
That's fucking trail mix.
No lettuce of any type. No onions. None of that
Not a
shit.
single vegetable.
And then all of that coated in ranch dressing on a plate. It's basically
Talk about taking months off your life.
basically all the carbohydrate shit you could throw on top of a salad. And just that's what I would eat. And my parents are like, what the fuck have we done?
And they weren't like, hey son, why'd you get the macaroni and cheese?
No.
So you didn't eat anything else from there.
Where
Well, the steak.
What
They
the
had-
fuck?
They had the steak there, like the steak night. Where it's like some really shitty sirloin.
When was the last time you were at, what's that? Wait, hold on. Old Country Buffet.
long
Probably one of the
time
last
ago.
times we all went together.
Long
I haven't
time.
been back. I stopped doing buffets.
Just not, it's
They're
just,
killing me.
yeah.
They're literally
They're
killing me.
me.
Yeah, and I got the
So no Mongolian.
when I got the gastric bypass surgery,
Mm-hmm.
I had to
I would
stop.
love some
I had to stop
Mongolian.
doing buffets because I get a half plate and I want to throw up.
Oh
'Cause
God.
it's just you get full so fucking quick.
What I miss is the dessert buffet at Allison's restaurant.
Oh, by the bridge, right?
Yeah, now it's a Mexican restaurant. It's actually pretty good.
You've been already?
Yeah,
It was
When it
Allison's,
first
then
opened.
Charcoal Pit, then now this thing, right?
Correct.
El Patron.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I miss Shady Maple. Posted up there. For
It's still
fucking
there.
Hours on time. I just can't do buffets anymore. And I just don't want to. The last
Well,
buffet
it's-
I did was for Brent Lafferty's bachelor party, and it was Fogo de Chao.
Oh, that's like,
I don't
that's a
know if you-
restaurant. That's like a
Still,
legit
That's an
restaurant.
absurd amount of food.
You could go just for their garden bar though.
It's funny because we all went up there, and I had just had the stomach surgery, and Matt was also in the wedding party with me, and was like a year into being a vegan, so we were just
What
like
the fuck is he going to eat there?
nothing.
The garden bar.
He got the garden bar.
It's like $35 instead of almost 60.
Is it just, it's a salad bar, right?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a
fancy-
it is
it's a
a
good salad bar.
gorgeous
Okay.
salad bar. Every vegetable, every fruit is like the brightest. Like it's
Yeah.
perfectly cut and like it's worth the money.
And I got to shout out to my man Charlie, who showed us the way of Fogo de Chao and how to properly do it.
What is the way?
We were just
by
fucking
chance?
whatever meat was coming across the table, we would take it and eat it. He's like, nah, this is what you want to do.
Yeah, at a churrascaria, you have the card. The red.
Yeah.
It's red if you don't want them to come, and it's green if you want
It
them to
looks like
serve
a
it.
coaster. Green means bring up the big spit
It's
of
red,
meat.
red light,
Right.
green light.
Yeah, and they won't bother you but they show them. They're like they say what it is and ask if you want it, and then they carve it off to your plate. And he's like, look, when they come up with chicken or pork or anything like that, don't take it. Save it for good cuts of beef, lamb, duck, and stuff like that. He's like, you can get pork chops and chicken cutlet for
Anywhere.
dirt cheap
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
He's like, why are you going to spend $90 to fill up on two things you can have in your day-to-day life?
Right.
Nah, you got to
He's
save
so
it for the
right.
good shit.
Strategies of this shit.
Yeah. He kind of like leaned his like, let me learn you young bulls.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach you guys a couple things.
But he did. He taught us stuff. And I stopped getting the fucking pork. It's like, no, I'm not doing anymore.
I bet you it's probably really good though.
Probably good, I
I
guess.
felt so sick afterwards, though. I just ate too goddamn much. But I was like, I spent like $95.
That's the gastric bypass, though, right?
Yeah. But also, I spent $95, so I was like, I'm going to eat $95 worth of food because this is a lot of
And I'm going to
goddamn
punish
money.
myself if I have to.
It is a lot of goddamn money. And yeah, it was nuts. I ended up like pulling over to the side of the road, shoving my fingers down my throat to puke. Man, I was like, this is just bad news.
I think I would.
Because you're $95.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Luckily, Brent didn't want to do anything else after that, or else I would have been like, the rest of the day I would have been, no.
Were you
Out of
drinking
commission.
too?
No.
I don't think they serve alcohol, or they might have like
They do.
wines or like
They do.
fancy shit. But
They do, and it's like fancy pants beers too.
What does gastric bypass do to something like beer? Does it cut down your consumption on that too, or no?
No.
Okay.
I thought it affected you with the bubbles.
The bubbles do, but there's not a lot of bubbles in beer compared to like a soda
Bubbles.
or a seltzer.
When I did drink, that was my least favorite part of beer is how fizzy it was.
It's not fizzy at all.
Okay.
But yeah, that was only at first. Now I can do seltzer, no problem.
Yeah, seltzer is the bubbliest.
I love seltzer.
But as soon as like I gulp, it's like bleh, like and instantly.
I instantly
Yeah.
burp too. Yeah.
But now I do it actually like if I'm feeling like I have a little bit of indigestion, take a swig of seltzer and just belch, and all of a sudden you're good to go.
I'm like that with ginger
Awesome.
ale too.
Yeah. Then COVID hit and I put all that weight back on.
Whoops.
Yep.
Whoops.
Thanks, Fauci.
Fauci lied.
Yeah.
People died.
Ouchie. Whoa. Jeez. You're going to get limited on your...
Next month though, I go to a gastroenterologist to find out if I'm going to go on Wegovy.
What the hell is that?
That is the generic
Wakanda?
form of Wegovy is the generic Ozempic.
Oh, really? That's going to make you... I mean, that will definitely make you sick if you eat too much food.
Yeah. And it gives you those Ozempic burps.
Apparently, it's like the biggest thing that it helps with is changing your habits.
Yeah, which I need help with.
That helps you change your habits.
Those
Portion
those
control, shit
medicines.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to be on it for forever.
Right.
What it does is it sends a signal to your brain to tell your stomach to only
It's full.
empty half.
Right.
So you always have a half full stomach.
Oh, that's
All the
fucking
time.
crazy. I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah. And that's why Ozempic burps are so bad. Because when
Because
you
it's
belch,
putrid food.
it's food that's just been rotting in your stomach.
Oh.
That's why it
scary.
stinks so bad. So yeah, that's why you lose the weight. So
Damn,
you're
does that
never,
make your farts bad
you're
too?
not, probably, but you don't really get super hungry anymore. But I'm also a stress eater who will eat when I'm not hungry.
Yeah. Well, so it's going to change that behavior.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I mean, I lost a shit ton of weight from the bypass, and then I just fucking put it all goddamn back on.
How do you put it on though? Like if it's making you sick, like are you just like fuck it, I'm pushing through it because I don't like this world sucks. Da 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 da. I'm depressed.
That's real.
Man, when you're overpowering your operation, that's pretty fucking.
Oh yeah,
It's determination.
That's determination.
I work hard to do that too.
Yeah.
They make you like before you get gastric bypass surgery, you got to go do a psyche eval
Right.
and shit like that because we're not going to cut you if you're not going to fucking be committed to this. So you actually got to go.
Oh, so you have to.
Yeah, and they actually want you to lose 30 pounds before
Damn.
you get the surgery, just so they know that you are committed enough to do it.
Damn, they make you fucking prick your finger too and swear,
I
swear to
actually-
a saint.
I lost 61 pounds before I even had the surgery.
How did you? Is it just discipline?
Walking.
Oh, walking.
Walking.
Del Castle, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Walking rules.
And then once
Love
I
a
got
walk.
the surgery, it started falling off, and I was looking good.
Yeah. You were.
Yeah. I was down.
Have a
You were
surgery.
under 300.
Damn.
My lowest was 295.
It's good.
Yeah. My heaviest was 511.
5 is so crazy.
Was that like years and years ago, or was this right before you got the operation?
This was 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
Because when
I
I
got
met,
kicked out of a band, lost a job, girlfriend, and had to move back in with my mother around the same time.
Right.
And it was just like spiraled.
because when
Yeah.
I met you, you were still pretty fucking big.
Oh, yeah.
Like not just tall, but you were like big, like everywhere.
How tall are you?
5'11 and a half.
You're like 6'2" or something, right?
I'm 6'4". Remember we measured at work one time?
Yeah, I do remember.
Because you were like, I'm 6'3". I was like, there's no way you're 6'3".
I didn't say 6'3".
You
I
said you were
6
6'3".
even. I said
When I
6
did
even.
You said you were 6'3", and I was like, I thought I was. You're like, no, you're taller than me. And I was like, I guess I am. And then we proved it right.
6'6".
What are you, 6'1", 6'2"?
With my shoes on, I'm probably 6'3".
Yeah, you
I'm
said-
6 foot barefoot.
But
Oh.
when did you first meet me? At your benefit show?
Yeah.
I was
3 inch
actually
soles, what am I talking
I was
about?
actually small for me then.
Yeah, you were smaller.
Yeah, that was August of 15.
Yeah.
That was an interesting
I
show.
was doing all right then, man.
Interesting is a word.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was interesting because this. Do you know who D is?
D's nuts?
No, D. No, it's really
Carter.
not a joke. It's his.
D.
It's his
Carter.
kid named D.
No, I don't think I do.
Yeah.
He had just gotten out of jail, and he was
When we talked
Hammered.
When we talked earlier about that show, Girls Inc., and one of the kids broke in when we couldn't get the.
This is another
Oh.
person from that crew.
This was a kid that hung out with that group of people. Just a bunch of mutants from Chichester.
he just
Sure.
he just got out of jail again.
Yeah.
You know who's doing like exceptionally well is Cody.
Yeah. I still see him on the internet.
Unbelievably well.
Yeah.
Like has been clean for a very long time.
Cody, like skateboarder Cody?
No, not skateboarder Cody.
Okay. Went to high school with that one.
This other dude from that we know, who was like the most. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say he had the most.
of them.
Yeah, he was the most, and he had the most. Maybe I don't know this for sure, but I'm gonna guess he had a really terrible childhood.
Yeah. I think all of them kind of did.
Yeah, but he's got it together. He's got it made, and he's really trying to make sure that D does not go back because D has been in jail for like 5 years.
Since the benefit show?
That was
Yeah, he
10
went
years
back.
ago.
Actually. Yeah, I think it's actually been that
I know
long.
he's been in multiple times.
Yeah. Well, I think he went in and he was supposed to get out and kept getting into trouble.
I got to
Well, and plus the system is set up to fucking keep those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Like that,
Well, I got a
so-
text from John Wren recently, and it was a picture, a screen grab of a friend request from D. Carter, and he was John Wren just says like, "Uh-oh."
Somebody's
But
free.
yeah, at your benefit show, he had just got out of jail. I think like a day
Yep.
previously.
And he got so drunk.
Oh yeah,
And he was like trying to fight people.
yeah. People were like walking near him, and he would just swing.
Yeah.
He wasn't really connecting because he was
I think I remember this.
because he was that trashed. If you watch the Hate 5-6 video, you'll see him.
I think I remember this happening.
Like people will like walk within arm's reach,
Slow-mo.
and he would try. He wouldn't connect really, and everybody's kind of just like, "The hell's this guy?
What's going on with this guy?
No,
I remember that.
Yeah, most people did not know who he was.
Was it our set or your set that he got slammed on the stage?
It must have been
Might have been
our
yours.
set. I'm guessing.
Maybe your set, maybe punishment set.
Because I don't remember him. I remember him being
That
rowdy.
wasn't punishment because Joe's the one who slammed him on the stage and told him to calm the fuck down.
Yeah, and then he got. It happened again outside.
Yeah, and then it was like,
Yeah, and then he went.
I
away.
remember that part.
yeah,
I remember hearing about like, oh, somebody just got like told to leave or something.
yeah.
He was. Yeah. I mean, even out of all the years I knew him, he was never that trashed. He gets out of jail and he's like,
Wow.
you know,
Just getting it in, making
getting
up
it
for
in.
lost time.
Making up
Yeah.
for lost time. What are you gonna do, right?
That was honestly, I mean, situations aside, it was kind of a fun show.
That was a great show.
It was a
fun.
great show.
That was a really
Uh,
fucking fun show. John Bose was playing drums for you. Who was playing
No,
guitar?
he wasn't. It was Iron.
Travis played.
It was Iron Price and Jay Money. Everybody in Iron Price but Brian, and Jay Money on second guitar.
Yeah, Travis played drums.
Travis
Oh,
played
that's
drums.
right.
Because
Travis
I remember
played
watching him.
drums, Shaw played bass.
That's
and
right.
Bennett played
The one guitar, yeah.
Yeah. Bose did the ones after that we did for Jay.
Like the one at JC's.
Rip.
Yeah, and he also did the ones when Jay was still alive that we did. We did, I think, 2 for Stokey,
Yeah.
Mark Stokey.
Yep.
Yeah, we did Brick by Brick. No, we did 3. We did Brick by Brick Fest in Altoona, a Baltimore show, and I want to say the Pollock Club for Mark.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
wasn't that a Mark show?
Yeah.
That was for Mark.
A Mark
yeah.
benefit show?
Yeah. He didn't book it. He was
deceased.
He was busy being dead. But
He was indisposed.
How that goes.
yeah, but yeah, Bose did drums on all those shows because that was Bose, me, J Money, Rich,
Yep.
the Outlaw,
Yep.
and Dave Heck on bass.
Dave Hack.
Fucking wonderful human being.
He needs to come back.
Yeah.
We've had him
Once.
had him booked twice.
We had him booked.
Yeah,
Okay.
and shit just keeps popping up. Like the last time he got in a car accident the day of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the picture
will
now.
help.
That
will,
wasn't a bullshit excuse. He sent me pictures
Yeah,
of his
I
car,
remember.
but like
I remember the picture.
the front was just pushed in.
That'll do it.
He's like, the world just doesn't want us to be together.
That's messed up, man.
I'm like, we're star-crossed lovers, dude.
He's still in Lansdale, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Forever.
He's
Still
the
holding it
mayor.
down.
He's the mayor of Lansdale.
The last show I played with Cancer Priest, which was last May.
God.
We show up at this place in Lansdale. We played this place called you were there.
The pizza place.
Well, you were kind of there.
Wasn't it that long ago? I
yeah,
think
it
it was
was
this
May.
past summer.
Why was he?
May.
Why was he kind of there?
Him?
Yeah.
I'll get to that in a
Because-
minute.
Okay.
But we show up and Dave was out
It was
of town.
this past May.
Dave was out of town because he was
He was on tour with Aaron West. I think.
Aaron West playing trombone.
Right.
And we showed up and I'm like, I was kind of bummed that he wasn't there. And then the bartender's like, "Are you Dennis?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dave said, like he misses you and he's sorry he couldn't be there." And then she gave me like 5 free drinks.
Nice. The connect.
Yeah, I don't know.
The fucking mayor.
I don't know if either she hooked it up or if he had paid in advance or something.
She probably just hooked it up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably yeah. Oh, you know,
She's just
Deepak.
she's like, Dave sends his regards and just hooked me up.
He
Wow.
he probably said, "My friend is playing here whenever. We'll hook him up." When
Hook
he comes.
him up.
Well, we went up. It was me and Tom went up together, and we get done playing, and we fucking did extremely well. And I get up, I was just like, "Yo, what'd you think of the set?" And he's like, "I don't know. I went to the gym."
There was an Anytime Fitness down the street, and
What the fuck?
I went there instead
What the fuck?
because there was like at least a band before them too. And I was like, "Oh, I need to close my rings today." So
Who? Tom.
what?
Hey, come hang out.
Crazy.
I saw
Come
them
hang
play
out.
a song.
Hey, come hang out and be with people and be social. Nah.
Nah.
Gonna go do
I
leg
hung out.
day.
I hung out outside like all night until like the band before you guys, and then I went down the street.
Could have gone to the gym when you were outside.
Or later.
I was busy.
Or later that day.
I was
Later, you mean
busy.
that night?
Yeah. The gyms are open at night.
It's called Anytime Fitness.
I wanted to close my rings for that day, not the following day.
Not.
I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
That's a pretty funny story.
Fucking ridiculous.
I had like my fucking shorts on and just a hoodie and my parlay hat. And I think Jess Goldie was like, "You look like you just went to the gym." I was like, "I did."
Wow. Funny you
Yeah,
say
that was the night fucking Jordan kept karate chopping me.
Yes.
Jordan had learned how to do how like
The fucking
professional
wrestler chop.
like the wrestler chop,
Yeah.
where you kind of like that, but then you flatten your hand out,
Chopping everybody.
and he just kept doing it to me. And I got home and I had like this purple fucking like handprint on my chest.
Jordan chopping.
mark
people.
of love.
In his defense, I was like,
So funny.
and in his defense, the first time I was like, "All right, man, show me what you got," right? And it was a good hard slap,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. What
And-
the fuck are you
and I was
asking
like-
for it for?
Because
I
I
didn't know.
I was having fun, but then I was just like, "All right, cool." But then like
Whack.
he just kept doing it. And I was like, well, I opened the gates for this to happen the first time. I can't really be a dickhead when he keeps doing it.
Well, you can.
You
Yeah.
can.
You can
So-
insist.
but
Holy shit.
He was enjoying himself. He was
He
happy.
was.
You don't want to ruin his
He was
good
having
time.
a great day.
He was riding high.
You're not an
dude.
asshole.
I'll take a couple lumps if it means my buddy Jordan's having a good old
Lumps.
time.
God.
Couple
My lovely lady
couple
lump.
handprints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And couple
We also had
hematomas.
we also had each band had like a tab at the bar that you could like
Oh, that was funny.
order up to a certain amount, right? I think it was like maybe like $100 or something like that. And
That's a sizable tab.
so I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna go order something. I'm like, oh, you put it on the Cancer Priest tab, and she's like, oh, your tab's already worked up. I was like, what?
Who did that?
We hadn't even played yet, right?
Right.
And John, because at the time it was the Outlaw and J Lo on
Lo.
guitar. Neither of those two were drinkers.
Who is it?
Evan.
Crushed it. $100.
Yeah. Also, Marty on bass. Marty's not really a drinker. Marty might have a beer tops.
But he saw the green light and went for it.
Yeah. So
Let's say he maybe had 2. Evan was ordering like what, $13 fucking beers too.
yeah.
Oh, like the fancy
Yes,
lagers.
he's a
and
fancy
stuff.
guy.
Yeah, he's a fancy pants guy. He loves those fucking flight things. Those like little, like it's like 5 beers.
Yeah, here's 5 sips of beer for $25. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So smart.
So it's such a waste of fucking money.
Whoever thought of that?
So I was like, yeah,
Thank you.
Galaxy brain.
I was just gonna order like a fucking Yingling or something basic, and they're just like,
Nah.
oh yeah, no. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not having it.
Now you're tapped out.
Fair enough.
I would just told him I was in a different band at that point.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm also in Lunar Blood and Desperate Living or whoever else.
And what's the straight
Lunar
edge
Blood,
band
hell
called?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lunar Blood fucking ripped. They were really good.
I think there's the set I missed.
They're really fucking good.
His set too.
I missed
you missed our set,
90% of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Sorry. I don't know what I ate
That
this
might
morning.
have been, that could have ended up being the last one and you missed it. We haven't played since.
I saw a bunch of others though.
Yeah, you're looking for people now, right?
We got them now.
Okay. That was quick.
Yeah. No,
That
it's
was
not
really
quick,
quick.
at all.
Well, you just posted something the other day.
Yeah, that it all fell into place that day.
Oh, really?
I remember that story post with the white text and the black background.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It all
It
fell
was
into
very
place.
eye-catching.
Yeah,
I saw
legible.
I sought one dude out, and I just kept bugging him and bugging him. He's like, "All right, I'll do it," because like, he wants to play in a band.
It'll work.
Because he wants to play with Evan. And I was like, "All right, fair enough."
He's probably a joy.
What's
to be
Evan
a
doing in the band right now? Is he
Drumming.
He's drumming. Okay.
Yeah, but he's also like
he can shred.
he's also the principal songwriter too.
God,
Like
he's-
even on the last record we put out, he did half of the songs were written by him. The other half written by the Outlaw.
I was gonna say the Outlaw can also
Oh yeah.
fucking.
But we had 2 guys, but just one of them was always stuck behind a drum set. Yeah, Evan's one of those guys who's incredible at
Everything he does.
Oh yeah, he's good at recording too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That's something he came into in the last like several years, right?
Yeah.
And like the classic artist he is too, he doubts himself a lot.
Oh, it's cute and adorable, but sometimes it's annoying. He's like, I don't know, guys. You're just like, all right, Mr. Humble.
Yeah.
You know you're talented.
You know you're the
Stop
shit
it.
at
You know
everything you
stop
touch.
it.
You know you've tried hard at all these things. You know the work you've put
Yes.
into it.
Yes.
Let's enjoy it together.
Yes.
Let's be real, okay?
Every time,
Give the gift of
every set we
shred.
Cancer has ever played, people, the one compliment we get, because we only get one compliment, is your drummer is so fucking good.
The rest of you stink.
Yeah,
but
the rest of you are
Yeah.
fucking assholes. But yo, your drummer is so fucking good. I was like, well, go fucking tell him so he can lift his head up off his fucking chest for once and smile.
Oh, like after a set, he'll be like, "Oh, I did terrible."
Oh, I played that too fast. Like, shut up.
So good. He's so good.
Like, shut up.
Yeah, he can do anything.
Like, God damn it, dude.
I didn't know he could write stuff too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, his stuff is fucking insane.
Nice. And he can write. He can play and write all sorts of different music.
Oh, yeah. Most of it, of course, leads skews to heavy, but yeah, he's fucking great.
Some people just got it.
And he's just such a fucking pleasure to be in a band with, too.
He's a great hang.
He's a great fucking hang, dude.
Well, you guys just are dropping, or you just dropped an episode with him, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
It will be 2 weeks ago as of now, but yeah.
And to worry, since he's worried about like employment and stuff, he didn't want us to tag him and stuff because he's
Yeah, I could fuck. Yeah, sure.
which is fine. And he hits me up this morning. He's like, "You tagged me! You tagged me!
Oh, what happened
you
with that?
tagged
Yeah.
me?" I'm like, "We didn't tag you." And I like actually went under our social for the podcast, and I told Tom, I was like, the only thing you can tag is Cancer Priest, nothing else.
So I did.
And so he did. And
Oh,
so,
was he looking at the wrong?
so he's like, "You tag me, you tag me, tag me." I'm like, I went and checked everything, and I was like, "No." I went to Evan's personal thing, and you know how you can have that one thing you can click to see what he's
Tagged.
tagged in?
Yeah.
Nothing except for a thing I tagged him in back in November.
Right.
And I'm like, no, that's not true at all. I'm like, Evan, you logged in. You probably saw the notification probably popped up. It's like, you've been tagged in a post. But the thing is, Evan was also in charge of Cancer Priest socials.
Yeah. So that's what he got.
So that's what he
that
got.
Yeah.
And then he tried to say that.
Classic Evan.
Then he tries to say like, oh, I did. That's not what happened. You changed it. I'm like,
Didn't I?
come on, buddy. Come
Didn't
on,
I,
buddy.
though? Didn't I?
Yeah, he's the man. He fucking rips, dude.
Yes, he does.
We had a good time at that old Morby Angel show.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where you guys went to?
Yeah.
It's tough for me to get into like older.
Well,
What would they? That would be death metal. No, that's death metal.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's harder for me to get into older death metal for some odd
Really?
reason. Some of the music on the homework, that kind of turned me on. That was nice.
Well, this show would not have helped you get into Morbid Angel.
Oh, were they bad?
I know they were not bad, but it was too fucking late on a Wednesday night.
What time did they go on?
I think it was
10 something?
It was when we were on the road. It was 11 o'clock. It was I think they went on at 10 or sometime.
And they
after
played for
10.
like an hour.
We bailed after, I think, three songs.
There were 6 bands on a Wednesday night show
Yeah.
that
tough.
started at 7 o'clock.
That's tough.
And luckily, out of the ones we saw the entire set, only one was really a stinker.
And just think about standing and stuff.
Yeah. Who stands anymore? Come
Especially
on.
after you like been
Squares.
Yeah.
like you spend a whole day at work where you stand.
Yeah.
It's like this sucks. Like
Yeah.
I would have stayed for the whole thing, but I was just like,
I watched 2 songs.
I was just like, I'm over it. We can go. Let's
I was
get
like,
out of here.
okay, I saw Pete Sandoval
Yeah.
play some songs. I'm good with
Yeah.
that. Because I've seen Morbid Angel, like the actual band,
Yeah.
smoke the show, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first time, and I was just like, nah, I'm good.
It was just set and setting. It was not them, I think.
So when you have a bad experience with a band that you normally love, or does that immediately deflate your interest to see them again? Or are you like, oh no,
can.
this is like an off night. It's okay.
I always
It
chalk up
can.
the off nights.
Well, plus, Morbid Angel had to drop the tour, and then I Am Morbid had to take over, which is like,
They're one of the Morbid Angel had one of those situations where the band nobody got along.
Oh.
So 2 guys from the lineup started one version of Morbid Angel. 2 guys from the other part of the lineup started another Morbid Angel, but only one could have the name. So there's Morbid Angel and I Am Morbid.
This is like Cro-Mags and Cro-Mag.
Basically, yes,
Yeah.
but not as salacious.
Yeah.
So
No one's
Morbid
getting
Angel,
stabbed.
Morbid Angel couldn't do the tour. So the promoters of the tour were like, "Hey, I Am Morbid, what's up?" And
Right.
they came and
they played
you know,
they played Morbid Angel covers.
yeah, it's fine because it was like people that actually wrote a lot of the songs, so it's fine. It wasn't like that wasn't the big deal. It's just like he said, just fatigue. We've had enough. We did see some great sets though.
I mean, Suffocation.
Suffocation was fucking bananas.
They were just fucking perfect, dude.
That is a good band.
I had seen them numerous times,
It was my first time.
and everybody was like, "Oh, well, the new lineup sucks." Blah blah blah. I'm like,
Wrong.
I was like, "No way, dude. This is fucking."
They smoked
great.
it.
They
So good.
best set of the day.
The set felt quick because they got up there. They didn't waste any fucking time. They could set up fast. They played their songs, minimal bullshit between songs.
They played Onyx while they set up, which was
They
cool.
played Onyx, was playing on the last year when they set up, and then they were over and done. They did like a good 8 songs or something like that, but
Yeah, standard set.
just no bullshit, no
Standard
downtime.
direct support length.
Yeah, they fucking killed, dude.
And they just ran through their set list.
yeah,
Nice.
no bullshit.
Surgical.
Just got it done. Yeah, they ripped. They're super.
But
super good.
and it was played perfectly.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, there was a lot of characters at that fucking show.
yeah, sure.
When a band changes members, and it's like to the point where the band has been going on so long that there are no original members. Do you feel like, oh, there's no original songwriters, there's no original members? Should they just be a new band altogether? Like
Yes.
in general?
think.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, let's
it's
call it what it is. Suffo is like that now.
True. The one dude's been it the entire time.
Terrence, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the main guitar player, I guess.
But there's some bands that don't have any original members.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
And as much
No
as it
original.
much as it pains me to say it, because they're my favorite metal band, Napalm Death has no OG members.
Oh, really?
None. And like, I'm not talking like, oh, they weren't on the first release. There's guys in the band that weren't even on the first 3 or 4 releases.
Right.
So
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough when like the main, okay, and even like when the main songwriter leaves, but everyone else is intact. Like it just changes the whole. Like perfect example is Mudhoney. To be honest with you,
We just talked about that
Yeah.
not even that long ago.
it's been mostly the same guys. I think only one member's changed in and out.
yeah, but he was like the predominant songwriter, and so like after I don't remember timetable is, but it's like after like 2003, the music like distinctly changes to more like vibey and laid
Was it
back.
you who gave us Mudhoney for
Yeah.
homework?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Greg
why
did
it's still fresh.
too, I think.
That
It's
album?
a Krishna thing. Krishnas love Mudhoney.
Oh, they're so cool.
They
Pilar
love
gave us
they
one,
love
too.
mud and they love honey. So
They're
true.
so fun.
Mud and honey are pretty dope. But yeah, he's right. When that one dude left, they went from the more noisy, fuzzy punk to
Like almost like
they were
a
like
bu-
honky
kind
tonky
of
kind of.
country-esque.
Yeah.
Country-esque. Yeah.
That album that I gave you guys to do homework on is like the last album
last
with that
one.
one
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it's a little bit honky.
And
I
it's
liked it.
pretty much on. You can tell.
Yep.
Yeah, that it's a big tonal shift.
Tonal shit.
But like the one dude that's been in Napalm Death the longest is one of the main songwriters. So
Okay.
from his period on, it's
Yeah,
been one
so
guy.
even if you change everybody out, the riffage, like the meat of the song, is probably going to be the same.
I don't like
really
it when a
depends.
band constantly switches everybody and like it's just like the singer and like all new people every once in a while. It's
Right.
like unless the singer is for some reason the songwriter, which is a rare occasion, but it's like just start something new.
Yeah.
Start something new, man.
Start something.
Like, but the thing is, like, a lot of people, when it comes to like hardcore and punk rock, are scared to start something new because
A new
like-
name is starting again.
if you got like somebody, what's a bigger hardcore band now? Let's say Mind Force, okay? The singer from Mind Force, like Mind Force breaks up. The singer wants to keep going playing music. So he's like, all right, I'll start a new band.
Yeah.
And people would be like, well, this isn't Mind Force, so I don't give a shit.
Right.
So he's like, all right, no one's giving a shit about my new band. I'll just call this band Mind Force and play some old Mind Force songs.
With the new. Yeah.
Yeah, so the name makes people care about it.
Right.
And I understand it because like a lot of those, like the reunion bands,
Damn,
Mind Force is a bad example because I think they've had like basically the same guys for most
they
of
would
their
they would be
tenure.
Minos, Mind Force in name only.
But like a lot of those like what do you call it? Like a legacy band?
Yeah.
They get back
sure.
together and it's like it's the singer plus whoever, like Marauder. For Christ's sake.
Yeah.
It's a great example.
Yeah.
It's like if it was George from Marauder's new band, no one would give a fuck.
Yep.
But he's calling it Marauder. He's playing old Marauder songs, so people are like, all right, yeah, I'll care. So what are you gonna do? Like slog it out with a new band and most likely never get above the second build band on a show.
Or use your old band as a springboard.
Yes,
Yeah.
and headline.
Right.
And if you're trying to make some sort of like real money off it, you got to do that.
You got to stick with it.
But I have more respect for the guys who start over with new people because they're taking chances. They believe in themselves enough that they're like, oh, I'm going to start a new band.
I ripped this old band up. I can do this new band too. Like
Yeah.
I can really shred. I can
Yeah.
write this music. People are going to like it.
Like none of the bands I do ever rely on the ex-member shit.
No.
Probably because of the ex-members of bands that no one cared about. But, it's just like, this is a different thing. It's a
Yeah.
different thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep doing the same shit.
No. I hear you, buddy.
But yeah,
Ruddy.
so like Civ was like, I want to start a new band. There's like, so what?
Do you?
Play Start today, dickhead.
Do you?
Play Start today, you dickhead. Like even if it's him and like all like young kids and shit.
Oh, like fucking like World Be Free.
What's that? Oh, that was Scott Vogel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was like a bunch of like
Weirdest band.
but he at least tried.
What was his,
try?
what was his other band that he had? He had another
Get him
hardcore.
multiple.
Like what are we talking? Buried Alive, Slugfest.
No.
Like,
It was like a
Despair.
5-song EP.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, because it was him and Sam from Trapped Under Ice.
Yep.
SOS.
Yes. That was good.
Never even heard of that.
Dude, it was nuts because it was when Trapped Under Ice was like fucking top dogs at this point. Jurdis and Sam both started side bands, and Sam's side band was with Scott Vogel and I think Nick Jett from
Terror.
Terror 2. It was called SOS, and then Jurdis did one
He did
with
Angel Dust.
no, he did one with Mike DeJean from Crown of Thorns.
Was that
Sinam.
Sinam? That's right.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Vietnam, but it's
They
Sinam.
came out at like the same exact time, but they just did each did like one release and then nothing.
Yeah.
They were pretty good records.
I wish that band didn't go nowhere. It was cool.
What, Sign Off?
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
What was Vehement Serenade? Do you remember that?
It was
That was Carl from Earth Crisis and
and
people from Marauder.
I remember
right?
that name.
and that dude Gook, Mike the Gook from Sworn Enemy, Cold as Life, and all those bands was in it. And I think that everybody else was just from like random New York bands.
Yeah.
It had like one cool song. Like they had their first song that they dropped and it was pretty good.
Yep.
But then like the actual, because I think they did an EP, and it just, their other songs were just,
You know what's funny? You made that point earlier. Now that we go through all these bands and people who started side bands and they never took off, it actually makes sense that
Yeah.
people would keep their name.
So of course Carl's gonna be like, all right, I'll just do Earth Crisis or whatever with
Right.
Because what's gonna make Carl have more people? An Earth Crisis show,
Or
a,
Carl from Earth Crisis has his new band.
or a Freya show?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's just all the fucking shit you need in the world. Freya did an album where the dude from Megadeth was the session drummer on the record, and they hyped it up. It was like featuring members of Earth Crisis and Megadeth, and no one gave a fuck. So of course, it's just all right. I guess I'll just go with what people recognize, and that's Earth Crisis.
Path of Resistance didn't take off either.
No,
Good, because that shit sucked.
I didn't like it.
It had one cool song, and the rest was just dog water.
And it was like the opening track. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
Counter. That's on Counter. That
Yep.
was on all the comps back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get why bands do it, but I appreciate more when the bands like come back. When an old head will come back, and be like, "I'm gonna start a new band." Like, good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Try it.
Even if it sucks, I'll champion it because I'm just like,
He's trying.
you're making an effort.
Yeah.
You're not being lazy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And speaking of bands and trying stuff, do you want to get into the homework now?
yeah, as soon as we take a pee-pee break.
This one's for you.
Every week, Tom and I assign each other a piece of music and a piece of comedy to report back on the following week. Our guests also take part. Last week, we had on the Goodest Boy, Matthew Paul Bennett, who went down to Magoobies with us, so we did a road pod.
God, that show.
That was fun.
Awesome.
I mean, the openers, meh. But, Hanley himself was great. Do you want to get into what Matt brought us?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Why don't you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
I can start. He gave us two
Nailed it.
splits.
He did.
First, I'll start with the Coalesce Napalm Death split. We were just talking about Napalm Death.
Sure.
Napalm Death song sounds like the first song sounds like rock or like a death and roll song or something. Didn't really like it. Coalesce song much harder. The second Napalm song was much better, more of a death metal feel to it. Coalesce is outshining Napalm on this split, in my opinion. I definitely preferred their side 5.5 out of 10.
The Napalm Death Coalesce. What's it called?
In Tongues We Speak.
Yeah.
Yep.
The weakest Napalm songs paired with the gnarliest Coalesce songs.
Well.
Still baller as hell. 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a huge Napalm fan, yeah, those. It was kind of just like, these are songs we have left over. Take them.
Yeah.
Run with them. You little kids, yeah.
I was a week ago years old when I listened to Coalesce, and I was like, I missed this band.
Yeah.
They are really good.
They're also one of those bands that you had to experience live to really, really glom onto it. Because sometimes they do get a little smarty pants.
Shout out to Glomming, dude.
Little smarty pants with the math type shit that they
Yeah.
do.
Oh, yeah.
But live, fuck.
I'm not afraid of that
me.
stuff though. I like a little homework,
Yeah.
a little school in my music.
I thought I signed one of their albums to you before.
Coalesce?
Yeah, I did a 012 Revolution in Just Listening.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and listen
Yeah.
to my review then. I forgot it already.
I don't remember you hating
Must
it.
have been impactful.
Yeah. That's
so.
a great mark on you.
Memory.
But yeah, it's true.
True.
That's why you had those spreadsheets, buddy.
That's right.
Jeremy,
That's
did
exactly
you,
why I
did you
made
give
those.
I got some homework.
Did you listen, buddy?
So Coalesce, I never had listened to them before, but my immediate reaction was that this band fucking rules. That was just my initial reaction. I went and then I listened to Napalm Death, and I was kind of bored to death, to be honest with you.
Dude, like he said, two of their worst songs.
Yeah.
I did feel like
Weakest, I should
both
say.
of the recordings, both of them were kind of, there was like lacking like a punch to them. You know, it was like very flat. So I gave it a 5 out of 10 too.
That's fair. Yeah, I love Napalm, but this was not a good showing.
Yeah, they're so much better than that
Yeah.
material.
I mean, and Coalesce has better recorded material than their songs too, but their songs are still great on this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it rips. Matt also brought the Agoraphobic Nosebleed Converge split, the Poacher Diaries. The lack of cohesive production really hinders the agoraphobic side.
Yeah,
But the songs still rip nuts. This split is also when Converge started doing really good drugs.
Yeah.
An 8.5 out of 10 for me. And what I mean is like the earlier stuff before this record, Converge songs, they're great. But it's like there's like, oh, we're kind of like metal influence hardcore. That's what we're going for, and that's what we're doing.
Yep.
And then at this record, and then everything that came after was like, all right, let's really get fucking off and weird with this and see what we can do. And this is when they really started experimenting. And honestly, it's the best decision that band ever made. The agoraphobic shit rips, but like, it doesn't sound like all of it was recorded in the same session. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, because the vocal, that's one of my criticisms is the vocals are a little bit different between tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are, but
Some of them are higher quality recordings than the others. I'm like, it kind of like, it fucks up the flow of their side.
yeah, I guess if it was one session, it could have been better,
But
I didn't really notice.
this was one of the first bands I heard where I didn't mind a drum machine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a drum machine.
Yeah, it's a drum machine. And like
They
back,
See what I know.
That's classically why they didn't play a show for so long, isn't it?
no, they would play with a drum machine.
I thought they didn't play
They
it.
ran that shit through
Or
a PA.
wait, it was in the fucking grindcore documentary you gave
Yeah.
me a million years ago that they didn't play for a really long time. And I
Yeah,
think,
so
I
they
think
broke up.
their reunion was a huge deal.
Yeah, they broke up because the two guys couldn't get along, I guess. But,
Only
yeah.
two of them pretty fucking tough.
Right? But yeah, it's like it's great material, but it's just like it just fucks up the flow of the thing.
I reviewed both sides of this split separately.
Okay.
AN, the better AN, is truly a perfect band. Blinding fast, cool riffs, grinding parts, good vocal style, chaos, dynamics. It's everything I like out of that style of music. Every band should be like them. 10 out of 10.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Is like this was all, they also did this back in the day when drum machines weren't that good, where they weren't completely unmistakable from real drums.
It was actually more obvious that it was way obvious that you're playing using one,
Yes,
like Mortician or something.
but they still
Right.
pulled it off. Yeah.
And the Converge starts, their Converge side starts. Boy, everyone says Locust. I've heard a lot of people say Locust Rain is their best song, but I think Human Shield is my favorite.
Human
song.
Shield is so good.
And even Minnesota, that closer song
Yeah.
ain't bad. 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
So you rated the sides separately. So Agoraphobic Nosebleed, I love the music, but there's so much reverb on the vocals. It was kind of distracting to me.
Okay.
The riffs are definitely cool. It's chaotic, but at the same time, I couldn't get into it because it was the reverb. It was like killing me.
And they
on
would
the vocals.
occasionally throw that on the drums too, which I didn't. care
Yes.
for. Like the snare hit had like a reverb to it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
So it's like getting distracted by it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now Converge, I felt okay. The production was better. It's heavier. It's as chaotic as Agoraphobic Nosebleed, but there's also some kind of structure to it. It like just felt more cohesive.
That's
Like Converge's side definitely sounded way more cohesive and like one
Yep.
product.
Kurt Ballou for you.
Yeah. So I gave it 7 out of 10 because I really like Agoraphobic Nosebleed's riffs, but the vocals were killing me, and Converge is perfect on that record.
Agoraphobic Nosebleed's full lengths are definitely worth listening to because they are more, like you said, cohesive and just so it's the same production all the way through, so
Yep.
nothing's gonna pull you out of it.
Yep.
And they're great. But you brought me 2 records this week.
Yes, I did.
The first one you gave me was Carnage, Dark Recollections. This is going to be quick. Florida having sex with Sweden. But it's kind of boring. 6 out of 10. I liked it, but after the 4th song, I was just like checking the time.
Carnage was the band that preceded Dismember.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm aware who they are, but it's just like, yeah, after a while, I was like, all right, I've had enough. And I hate that I had to do that because it's not bad, but I was just like, All right, I see what
I
they're
guess
doing.
if
They're
you've-
going with.
You heard one chainsaw riff. You've heard them all, kind of.
Yeah. You got it, like, but the thing is, like, is it that chainsaw if, like you get bored with it?
I'm
what I
strictly
mean?
talking about the chainsaw HM2 guitar tone.
The typical Sweden.
The buzz
Yeah.
saw. I'm sorry.
The Sweden pedal?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was honestly one of my favorite parts was the fucking.
Yeah, I like the guitar.
What's that pedal called?
The HM2.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I fucking like it.
I love an
I like
HM2.
it too.
Yeah.
HM2 is perfect on a bass guitar. It sounds fucking
Yeah.
sweet.
I liked it, but just it just After like like the fourth, fifth song, I'm like, I kept checking the times, like, is this fucking over yet? But it's not bad.
You got to be in a mood for that
Yeah.
album, I guess.
So maybe it's my fault. You
Yeah,
also gave.
it's all your fault.
Do you want to chime in on Carnage?
So Carnage, I don't usually listen to this genre of music with these types of vocals, right?
Yeah.
But the music fucking rips. And by the time when I first started playing the album, I was like, but by the end of the album, I loved the vocals. It like really grew on me very quickly.
It fits perfectly.
The guitars are nice and thick. The riffs are super groovy. I love the hi-hat breakdowns that they do, or the grooves with the hi-hat.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the album, I would have given it a 6 out of 10. I'm ending on an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
If you liked Carnage, you would love Dismember.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Noted.
A little faster.
And just like more, yeah.
Still got the groove though?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You also gave me a band called Don't ask me to pronounce this first word.
Advaitic.
Advaitic. I don't know what that
I think
word
it's
means.
Ohm.
I'm talking about the name of the album.
Advaitic songs.
By the way. There is a band called Ohm, though. OHM.
Advaitic means non-dual. Okay.
Nice. Look at you.
Aren't most things non-dual?
Oh, we can get into it.
Except
pal.
for, what about duels?
Oh,
Pretty
shit.
Duel.
Oh, DUEL. Yeah.
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 Like if I slap you with a glove, is like, I demand satisfaction.
Challenge you to a duel.
I would say
Challenge you to a Dewey.
So anyway, Ohm Advaitic songs. Do you like Dungeons and Dragons? But you also finger babes and or hunks. I got a record for you, Chief. It's like, it's seriously like, I don't want to say dungeon synth, but that's not the same thing because it actually has real instruments. It's kind of like that type of spooky thing, but it's by dudes that like love hanging out at breweries. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's like they used to really, really like Dungeons and Dragons, but now they also like to fuck.
They
have man buns.
They learned how to play guitars.
And
They
have
got
man
pussy
buns.
from it, and now
Yeah.
they make this.
Yeah. They went from ponytails to man buns, and I gave it 8 out of 10. I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
I figured you'd like that.
I liked it a lot. Once, like the first 2 or 3 songs, I was like, it's pretty cool, I guess. It's pretty cool. And all of a sudden, like it falls into line. You're just like, yeah, this is pretty great.
Yeah. You're right.
Fucking awesome.
Right.
I was like, what are they going for? Are they going for like the Legend of Zelda theme song
Damn,
with like some distortion on it? Like, what are they going for? And then I'm like, why am I worried about what they're going for? Just sit back and enjoy what they are doing.
Right.
And then take it from there. And yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, this rips.
Nice.
Yeah. I'd always saw the name and always saw it using a higher guard, but I never actually sat down and listened to it. I listened to the OHM one, and it's okay too. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Let's see.
Yeah.
What did you think about Ohm?
So the first song was definitely like atmospheric. I felt like the whole album was like an atmospheric type of album.
It's a good. Yeah.
It's not what I would normally choose to pop. Like that first song is not something I would normally choose to pop in and listen to, but I really liked it. The second song, I thought, and onward from that, was like atmospheric, but it also sounded like kind of Melvins-esque. It like has a heavy groove to it.
Yeah.
It's slow. Even the vocals are kind of like in the style of, but I mean, it's definitely not Melvin's type production. It's like this, still you're in this atmospheric type of mood. But I loved it. 8 out of 10.
Nice.
I really I wasn't expecting that. It was a really cool album.
Good assignment.
You didn't fucking write it, dickhead.
I know. I gave the
You're
assignment.
taking credit like you wrote the music.
I fucking what the hell's that called?
Don't procure
The
work.
fucking the social media accounts that just
Facilitated?
No, like the fat Jewish. Like he doesn't make any content, but he.
Whoa, calm down here.
We're getting. You're getting limited
there's
on
a lot
that
of
right now.
I aggregated it.
There's a lot of turmoil in the world right now. Dude, because Jesus, man, you trying to Jesus.
Let me just get into what you assigned me.
There's fat Jewishes.
You signed me-
Jesus.
Two EPs. The first one was Body Rot Fleshworks. This is a short review.
You are.
No, I'm not.
Aw.
Spectacular.
Oh.
I could actually make out the lyrics when they were saying in the song To the Bag, in the song titled To the Bag. I love this. I would have put it on my list of 2024. At least honorable mentions, if nothing else. 10 out of 10. I listened to it multiple times in that day.
Wow.
It was so short too. It just kept playing. I was like
6-8 minutes.
it's something, but it would start over, and I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, start over."
I remember this song from like 2 minutes ago.
That EP fucking ripped.
So, Body Rot, Fleshworks. This is just my thing. I just can't get into guttural vocals. It's really hard for me to get into it. I've tried for years, but I really thought it was boring, and I just couldn't get into it. The production I thought was pretty flat too. I gave it a 3 out of 10. Don't hate me. Love you.
Well, not everything's gonna hit us all.
Yeah.
So. It's happened to me many times.
Now, this last one though.
But you also assigned us, the greater us, Pavel Chekhov, Multipolar Emergence. I don't care if it only has 338 views. A band needs in 2024 to put their music on streaming. At least it's on Bandcamp. I was only familiar with this band by name before the assignment. It's really good, but I wouldn't mind just a little bit more clarity on the instruments production. The effect on the vocal kind of made the record sound a little one-dimensional because it's like every song kind of sounded the same. The bass tone was fantastic. It was over before I knew it, and the YouTube rip wasn't even that good of quality, so listen to the Bandcamp version, if anything. 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, so I listened to it on YouTube, and the record, it opens up, and I'm like, it like catches my attention, you know? Hung in there for about 20 more seconds, and I fell in love. The drums on this recording are so oddly like pronounced. They are so fucking loud, but I love it. Like, I loved it. They were so like prominent when they're doing the blast beats, but you can there's still like plenty of room that you can hear the other instruments, you can hear the vocals. I love it. 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking loved it.
They have like so many fucking releases. I don't think a single one of them breaks 12 minutes long.
They did a split with our boys in Bandit.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
That's the only release that's on Spotify, I think, because of the Bandit side, probably.
Well, I think they're one of those stinky boy bands that are like...
They're definitely a butt flat.
We're not doing this.
There's definitely a butt flat band.
Oh, yeah. But the name's terrible, though.
What is it?
Pavel Chekhov is a character from the original Star Trek.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wouldn't have guessed that with a gun to my head.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yikes.
So what are we going to assign each other,
well,
the greater listeners this week?
Oh, shit, I don't know.
You don't know, Jeremy?
No, I didn't. I forgot how to do that. You guys talk.
Jesus.
Sorry.
I was asking both of you also, too.
Okay, well, I'll go first then. Let's see here. I haven't given any comedy lately, so we'll do that. This is it's a don't tell special.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm gonna give you 3 things. Trust me, you'll be fine. The first is a guy both of us like. It's a comedy special by a man named David James, and it's called One Camera.
Oh, I always meant to watch that.
Now, we are both fans of his previous special, What Had Happened.
What Had Happened
was. There is some repeats and carryovers, so just know that going in. And
yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does do that a bit.
I mean, and also I got a don't tell comedy special for you by a Philly then New York guy named Reggie Conquest.
Okay,
it's new within like the last 2 weeks, so it should be easy. And as far as music, I don't think you're gonna like this. But I want other people to hear it. It's a band called Celan, Celan, and the album is called Halo.
Halo.
And that's what I have for you.
Halo like an angle.
halo like the over your head because you're a silly little.
Yeah, like an angle.
You're a little cherub.
Yeah.
Or a cherub.
Cherubic.
Cherub.
Something cherubic in nature.
Somebody give me something, so I'm not bored for the next week.
Okay, I got 2 albums.
Go nuts, dude.
One is it's by a band called Failure, and the album is called Fantastic Planet.
Oh, it's one of my top 5 bands, dude.
And then the other one that I want you to check out. Oh my God, where was
Which
it?
failure record did I give you?
The other one.
Oh, the one that's all EPs pushed into one.
Mm-hmm.
In the future, the heart will be the furthest thing.
Fantastic Planet's the one with the frog, right?
Yes.
No, that's Magnified.
Oh, it's Magnified. You're right. Yeah, it is Magnified.
Fantastic Planet has the little sci-fi diva looking dude.
Oh,
Yep.
with the spacesuit.
And the little laser gun, yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. I like
Yeah,
him.
he's a chill dude.
And then the other one is a band called Local H.
Oh,
The album's called Hamfisted.
Who else brought us local?
Josh.
Josh did, yeah. Leg 9. Leg nizzle.
I'm still. Maybe I got to check the comments a little. I want to see his review from the dildo recital end of the year.
Did he do everybody's top 10s?
Not only did he do the top 10s,
Jesus.
he went through and when we would say the name of a band, he'd say, "Okay, writing that down," and reviewed that too.
What a fucking legend, dude.
It's dedication.
It's funny because
cut the check.
I want to hear his opinions on shit, but I actually gotta I forget which episode I assigned it or it was reviewed on, so I gotta keep going through all the comments on our YouTube to find it.
Yeah, I put him in.
Yeah.
I put the shit in the video descriptions for a reason.
Yeah, Local H rips, dude. I always lump them in with because a lot of dorks I knew listened to them when I was in high school, but then they were always on tour with Helmet.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But in the last decade or so, not
Right.
peak Helmet. So I was like, yeah, all right.
My
And,
helmet's
yeah.
peeking
This
out.
this album, if you haven't heard before, this album it's killer.
Yeah. I also got fucking stoked when I found out that they don't have a bass player, but they're one of the pickups on the guy's guitar is a bass pickup that he plays it through that feeds into a completely separate amp. I don't know how that works because I'm not smart, but I was like, that's fucking interesting. That rips.
If nothing, it is interesting. I got comedy and I got music for you.
Okay.
Comedy, I'm going to give you a special by one of the greatest comedians of all time. He's not in my top 5, but he's in my top 10. That's Katt Williams.
Woke folk.
No. This is Kattpacalypse. Katt-Apocalypse. It's on YouTube.
Fuck yeah.
I have not watched Woke Folk yet.
That's the newest one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I think he's undeniably one of the funniest people who's ever lived.
I want people
He
out
kills.
there to look up Katt Williams versus a Mexican heckler, and I think it was in Arizona. But it's fucking ridiculous. It seems like if you all love Texas so much, you should have fought for it better. And he just starts dancing around on stage while he's yelling at this Mexican dude in the crowd. I was like, dude, this is unhinged and wild.
I know what I listened to on the way home.
Have you heard him go off on that radio host from Atlanta?
No.
Okay, looking that up too. Looking it up.
I did listen to all of the Club Shay Shay.
That was a great podcast. I kind of want to listen to it a second time.
Fuck.
But he did a radio appearance in Atlanta, and one of the hosts started to give him shit just for his hair or something.
Yeah.
He
Laid into
he
him.
destroyed her. He killed her.
And there's also that video of him getting beat up by a teenager.
Yeah,
That
not his
was
greatest
Atlanta
moment.
Poor guy.
I think that might have been Atlanta.
Everyone
too.
has a bad day.
Yeah, he
Everyone
had a-
has a bad
He had a
day.
bad one.
And apparently Katt Williams only has them in Atlanta.
Yeah. Music. When I listen to listening to Ohm put bands like it in my feed.
Okay.
So I have a couple bands kind of like that to show you if you haven't seen them yet, and the
nuts.
listeners.
Go nuts, pendejo.
I could not listen to this. The band is called Couch Slut,
Fuck yeah.
and the album is called Contempt.
Couch Slut would definitely have Contempt.
Is a great name.
Right?
You said was that it? Or did you sound like you had other stuff?
Yeah, you kind of let on like you had
Not
more
right
than
now.
that.
You can give another one. Go give another one.
I don't want to. Oh, okay. The band is called Wuhan Stir,
He forgot.
and they put out a demo.
Wuhan is in the greatest town in the world.
They put out a demo in 2020, as well as other things.
Demo 2020.
Yes.
Shout out. Shout out to Wuhan Solo.
I get it.
What was the other one that we were cracking up about on the way home the other day? Oh, Greg Lubdanus. and
Greg lubed anus.
and Chick-fil-A-cio.
Chick-fil-A is like an all-time contender, but Greg lubed anus fucking killed me.
It's so good.
Pretty
Knocked me on my ass.
So good, dude.
good.
Jeremy, thank you for joining us today, buddy.
Yes.
Another one in the books,
Yeah.
gents. And the kerosene. Well, we'll see if I make it till next week.
Fills our lungs and our hearts.
Passes out as soon as he leaves there. What was that noise?
That's me passing out.
I thought I was having an orgasm.
It'll happen when I stand up.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Can't wait.
Tom, why don't you hit that intro music?
A bit boop bit bop bit boop bit boop bit bow. The gate boop 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 bit boop boop bat you boop 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 bow. Gate boop bit bow bit boop boop bit bow. The gate boop boop bit bow. Yeah, boop bit 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 bow. Yeah, boop bit bit. What do bit bit boop 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 bow.